Thought. Okay, now hopefully everybody can hear me. G'day ladies and gents, how you doing today? Don't adjust your audio. I had a small glitch there switching over microphones that I forgot to set up, and yes, this is what I sound like at the moment. So, how are we all? I sound like I'm doing an impersonation of Corpse at the moment. Alright. Yep, that was okay. So we're on a new microphone today as well. I'm testing out Audio Technica's new piece of kit, which is a bit of a changeover from the Rode Podcaster that I normally use. Alright, that can be shut down. God, I'm so out of practice getting all this organized. That is not set up right. I can't read chat properly. Let's try that again. That's better. Now I can read chat properly. G'day, Joanne. How's it going today? Hey, Zero. That's another scorcher in the UK today. Yep, that's to be expected. It is summer over there, and you are having a pretty warm one. We've been having a massive chain of zeros here at the moment. It has been freezing. Or at least by my standards. I don't like the number 0 at all. Especially don't like it when it's a number and it's got a negative in front of it. And we've been having some of those overnight as well. It's been really crap. You are indeed. How are we all doing? Yeah, I'm doing better. Believe it or not, I sound amazing compared to how I sounded yesterday. Yesterday, at one point, I was having a bit of a chat on Discord, and one of the guys I was talking to actually thought my mic or my internet was breaking down for a moment before he realized, no, that's just what I sound like. I assume Mags is feeling better from his hernia and cough. Well, cough, for the most part. I've got a quick mute button on this, so if I get into a coughing fit, I can hit it so you guys don't have to listen to it, and you can hear my voice at the moment. Hernia, no. The herniated disc is still a problem, and the combination has not been good. But I did finally give in. The pain got a bit much, so I am on an assorted bunch of extremely high-strength painkillers at the moment, and I'm seeing a whole bunch of specialists to get them to try and work out how the hell they can fix me, because I've had enough. HoTaS, Mag's got me hooked on BattleTech, first time playing the main campaign, accidentally added BEX mods, so it's interesting to play the story that way. Well, the standard campaign with BEX mod, it should play through mostly the same way. You're just going to have some extra mechs that are going to turn up. I don't even think it changes the map when you're playing the campaign. It only changes it when you're doing the career. So it's not a bad thing. It just means you're if you're new to BattleTech, you're going to be learning some slightly more complex rules than you would otherwise. So it should be... otherwise, if you're used to that, it should be fine. Tell hello, Gravel Mags. Yes, Mr. Gravely, we can hear you. Hey, Somerset. Hey, Spirit Fox, thank you very much for the donation. You didn't have to. Greetings from the Netherlands. God, I love having viewers from all around the world. It's great being able to chat to everybody at once. G'day, Max. Sounding smoky there with that... No, this is, as I said, this is the result of a really bad chest infection that my beautiful boys decided to bring home from school and gift me and my wife with. So this has been fun. What's really been fun? This is the first time I've actually been sort of sick like this since, COVID lockdown started. Outside of actually having COVID, of course. Every single time you go somewhere, you've been tested for COVID. Do you have COVID? Is it COVID? It doesn't matter where you go. Somebody hears your voice. They hear you speak for like a split second immediately. Is it COVID? Where's your mask? Like, fucking fuck off, people. Zero scale. Mags doesn't like me confirmed. I don't know why you say that. Just trying to skip through everybody and catch up so we can get playing, dude. And welcome to the stream, of course. Joannie, hanging out like a DJ there. Perhaps you could sing like Tom. No, God, don't make me sing. I may actually have to stop talking fairly regularly through this one. I might not be able to do quite what I would normally do on the streams because I'm not sure how the voice is going to take it. So, yeah. Well, I'm doing my best. No idea how long this is going to go for, but I haven't done anything in a week, and I'm getting itchy to do something. I've been missing doing this. Hope you get better soon. How did the refund on Starlink go? Did they send the Terminators yet? The refund was the easiest part of the lot. I did mess around for nearly 2 weeks trying to get Starlink sorted out. Yeah, I'll get onto that in a second. Yeah, I did spend nearly 2 weeks trying to get it sorted out. I was back and forth. They messed around with a few things. They tried a few updates, but it just wasn't going to work out. When I finally gave up, I just hit the button for it and said, yeah, shoot me a refund. And within about 5 minutes, I received an email that had all of the prepaid postage to send to attach to the box to send it all back. And basically got told, yeah, shut it down. Put it all back in the box how you found it, close it up, whack that on the side, and send it back to us. And once it's arrived back in the California plant, we'll do a quick check on it, and as soon as it's checked, we'll immediately refund everything except the cost of the shipping there and back. That's the only bit you don't get. So you technically are paying for the shipping, but they're just handling it. But yeah, otherwise all the equipment refunded. So it was really straightforward, no messing around, no bullshit. G.skill TV, how's it going, mate? I managed to buy a game of Armored Combat IRL on Wednesday. It's great having IRL family. Yeah, I'm gonna go the 3D printer route. The recent events with Catalyst, not super impressed with what I've heard. I don't care the details and I don't care who's involved. I'm not a big cancel culture person. And cancelling your top author in the situation and the way that they did, not impressed. It's exactly the kind of crap that Games Workshop was doing not that long ago. I wasn't impressed with them either. So, but that's alright. BattleTech's still great. The video games are still great. Everything that's been made already is still great. And there is a huge amount of places you can get other models. So I'm going to go... Etsy seems to be the spot to get a bunch of really high-quality prints. And since Starlink's gone bust, I'm looking like that 3D printer might be a little bit closer in the future than anticipated. Gotta love those gifts them kiddies bring back home for you. They brought COVID back as well. Like this is the second gift that they've brought into the house. It's starting to wear a little thin. Greetings from the UK, although it feels more like Australia at the moment. I really doubt that. I really doubt that. I've been making this joke for ages, but I still reckon you could do like a reality TV or a reality prank YouTube channel, getting a bunch of people from Europe and even the United States and flying them out in their winter into Australian summer and then just placing a camera at the front doors to the airport so when the automatic doors open and you step outside immediately into peak Australian summer and just recording the reaction. I reckon there's a channel in there for somebody who's got the money to fly people around. I reckon there's a channel in that. I've seen people come from Europe before and we've picked them up midsummer and walking through that door and it's the look on somebody's face that's just walked into an invisible wall and is stunned. Like the brain has stopped and they're not entirely sure how to react to what they've just hit. Complete confusion. It's friggin' amazing. Mags, it was a joke since you didn't like Zero. It was... yeah, sorry, I'm a little behind as always, Zero. Haven't seen you in any of your streams, but does BEX remove vanilla knockdown after unsteady hits? No, it changes the way the mechanic works slightly, but And that was... Alright, that was dumb. Well, it looks like we've accepted that one, which we're going to anyway, so that's fine. I just smacked me mic. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, no, the knockdown hits after unsteady still works. It changes the mechanics to be more in line with what you would get on the tabletop, though. If you do sing with that voice, Sex Bomb, Tom Jones, no, I'm not singing. I did that once for a Christmas prank in 2014 or 2015. We're not doing it again. I swore then it was a one-off. When Mag starts squeaking, I think it would be time to end the stream. Well, hopefully we don't get quite that far. Alright, so I'm going to continue on our way here. We were going to accept that anyway, but anyways, we're going to do a Flashpoint this time around. I'm pretty sure I've done this one before as well, although again, it's been a while. I'm pretty sure this is the one we might be able to pull a Royal Griffin or an SLDF Griffin out of the end of it, which is nice. It's a 3-scale mission though, so I'm less interested in the Griffin and more interested in the mechs you can potentially face during this mission. There's potentially some Jaeger mechs and some Thunderbolts we can come across that would be very nice to get a few parts of. Hello, you sound like Barry Wright. Hope you do. I'm doing better than I have been, I'll say that much. Alright, so the last thing I'll say on that, the worst part was, as I said, I've got a herniated disc at the moment in my lower back, and you don't realize exactly how hard the muscles in your back tense up whenever you cough until you've got a chest infection right when you've got a herniated disc, and every time you cough, all the muscles on your back immediately pull against the nerves that are already irritated by the disc, and you suddenly find that you can't stand up anymore just from coughing. It's not been pleasant. We've got a few new faces in the stream. Hello, everyone. Yes, yeah, welcome everybody that's jumped in. Alright, so I'm going to quickly go through this. Letters from home. Thanks to the modern-day miracle of the Hyperpulse generator, it's mail day aboard the Argo. Crew members filter into one of the communication rooms to receive messages from home. Later that evening, there's a knock on the door of the personal quarters. Upon opening the door, Tango slips inside and hands you a datapad. Commander, I already read half this message before I realised it wasn't mine. It's addressed to drill bit from a long-distance lover back home. It's a breakup letter. Yeah, we've received this one before. A torn expression crosses Tango's face. I don't know what to do. She would be devastated. Do I pass the letter on to her, or do I keep it for myself? Advise Tango to pass the mail on to the recipient. Better to tear off the band-aid. Low spirits for 30 days. Travel time is going to be an additional 14 until we're in destination. So, unfortunate, but nothing that can be done about it. And let's get ourselves back underway. In return, take some Australians to Europe in February where it's -20. Yeah, you could do exactly the same thing. That could be the off-season to reverse it, or run the counter to it. I think there is they got these stupid reaction videos all over YouTube that seem insanely popular for some reason. I've never understood why these reaction videos were popular. Alright, if you want to do a reaction video, let's do a real one. Let's have somebody suddenly discover what the difference is. Like, 40 degrees in Britain is not the same as 40 degrees in Australia. And we hit 46, 47. Yeah. And, yeah, we don't get much in the way of... A couple of places we get snow, just enough to get snow. Most of the time we have to run machines to make our snow so we can have a snow season in a couple of the areas, a couple of the mountains we have that are tall enough and cold enough in winter to actually get snow for a couple of weeks. Yeah, -20 would be a perfect reaction, especially if somebody was not set up for it. You know, just board shorts and thongs off the plane straight into -20 and just watch them panic. Hopefully this Flashpoint goes better than Yang's. Yeah, I hope so too. Alright, so we got the lounge upgrade done. So we're down to 3.1 million. Financial reports in 17 days. Travel in 11. The Warthog go Northern Norway at -40. Oh god, you don't want to kill people. You mean running better than running face first into Stalkers? Yeah, that was not pleasant. And considering what we were escaping with too, that was an excessive amount of armor to drop on us. But that Flashpoint will apparently come up again, so we will be taking a second swing at that when it actually does drop in. I'm just going to have a bit of a think about exactly how to pull that off. All joking aside, I do hope you get a chance to remain healthy soon, but I do sincerely hope you heal soon. This is getting better. The voice and everything is improving rapidly. I expect I'm probably going to be still a little gravelly in about a week's time, but the cough will be gone within the next couple of days tops. So that'll be fine. The disc, there's nothing much that can be done about it except do the rehabilitation that I'm doing. It just takes time. That's probably going to be a problem for another month or so, because I've apparently done it pretty bad. Possibly done some muscle damage as well. So not only herniated the disc, could potentially have torn a couple of ligaments as well. So there's it's not great, but it'll heal. Everything heals. It's just a matter of time. Once the cough's gone that I've got at the moment, it's more irritating than anything else. Alright, so now we can actually read out the details of the Flashpoint. So what we're doing is Criminal Minds. So this is a 3-skull mission, and it's for the Capellans. Yes, I know. I'm kind of asking for it here. But I have done this one before some time ago. So the basic outline here is we're popping a pirate crime syndicate that's operating in Capellan space. Now, I can't remember if there's 2 or 3 missions to this particular Flashpoint. But the final mission, we're going to find a warehouse that contains a Royal Griffin. That's the Star League Defense Force variant of the Griffin, which is not bad. It's more of a side grade than an upgrade for what I'm after. Well, it is an upgrade on my current mechs, but it's not an upgrade in regards to tonnage. But it's a pretty cool machine. We get a choice in that mission on whether or not we keep it, or whether or not we give it to the Capellans. The fun part is you should never give it to the Capellans, because it doesn't matter which option you pick. The Capellan, if you keep the Royal Griffin, the Capellans will attack you and try and take it, and it's an 8 versus 4 mission. If you give them the Royal Griffin, they backstab you, and it's still an 8 versus 4 mission. So it makes no difference either way. So you take the Griffin, and then you fight them. What's more interesting is this is because it's a 3-skull, the combination of mechs you can face at the end includes things like Jaeger mechs, Thunderbolts, and a couple of other good 55-ton range mechs. So the potential for salvage for a slight tonnage upgrade plus getting the Griffin makes this a good option. It's just going to be a difficult final fight, so we have to watch our initial mech deployment. 40 degree in Britain, the iron will be on fire, we'd all be dead in 20 minutes. Yeah, that's right, you aren't even... Oh, no, you hit 40, didn't you? That was the temps you hit over in the UK recently, the heat wave that everybody was panicking about. You spiked out to 40, wasn't it? I'm sure you hit 40. I do like a few reaction videos. Vlogging, though, history does reaction videos to other history videos and adds their own knowledge where applicable. It's fun. Some of them are okay, providing they're not just reaction videos. I admit there is a couple that I do watch, particularly in regards to gaming, where it's somebody that might have a certain amount of information or a certain perspective within the gaming community, or within the development community for that matter, doing a video on a third-party YouTuber that might be reporting on particular events that have actually happened and adding a little bit of extra information. If there's actually information being added, some of them are worth watching. Not all of them, but some of them are worth watching. pure reaction videos, which seem to be all over the place, though, they're absolutely shit. Speaking of annoying things with voices, I've got that wonderful tickle at the back of my throat that suggests I'm getting sick myself. Oh, lots of water. Although I'm off the water at the moment, I'm medicating myself with bourbon. Because sometimes you just need to. More Capellan flashpoints. Unfortunately, there's a lot of them here. Cappies, what could possibly go wrong? Well, they're going to backstab you one way or another. You just learn to expect it. You hit 35. That was our highest. Oh, God, what were you complaining about? 35, I still wear jeans. Commander, I've invited you on behalf of some Commander Boris. Tenure of the Allow reserves. His unit has requested assistance with a small task in Eurus, Ivory Crescent province, and I've offered him your help. You'll be well compensated for your efforts, of course. That sounds acceptable to us. Then I'll take my leave of you, Sub-Commander Tyrannu. The comms are yours. Alright, so you're what Lady Marana Lau has sent me. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised the CCAF is being stretched thin as it is. Proper Capellan military support was probably too much to hope for. Yeah, get fucked, buddy. Yeah, it's nice to meet you too. Tell us what you need, Sub-Commander. There's a man, Bronze Sirav. He is a courier for Europe's most prominent crime lords, the Iron Sparrow. Your company will eliminate Mr. Shirav and his bodyguard and then extract information he was carrying from the wreckage. You will then convey that intel to me. Do you understand? Yeah, it's an assassination mission. This isn't my first rodeo, Boris. I'll try to remember that. Well, at least he kept it short and I didn't have to deal with him for too long. Well, he's a charmer. You can bet you 5 C-bills he's going to try and screw us over somehow. Yeah, he's a Capellan. Of course he is. Now, the sky is blue. You know, water's wet. The Capellans will backstab you at the first opportunity they get. I don't think they have to worry about Tyrannu. I wouldn't want to risk him getting morale allowance, but yeah, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Having a discussion about whether or not the Cappies will actually backstab us. Yes, of course they will. Of course they will. Alright, so assassination mission. 3 skulls in the Highlands. We got a maximum of 10 salvage we can pull out of this, or 800,000 credits. Maximum 210. Alright, so I'm going to go 2.8, same as I regularly do. 256, that'll cover drop expenses and some repairs. Still get our 2 selection and 8 random components. We're going to make the Cappies happy. We're going to make the Pirates upset, and that's, well, it's pretty regular for us here. So, initial lineup. Probably roll with the mechs we've got, because there's going to be something high tonnage in there and we're going to need to deal with it, but we're going to have to be fairly cautious. We have no time for repairs, so we have to be, yeah. We will try and rotate out of the A team, though. Who is the best combination to go for here? 6 tactics, 4 tactics, 6, 8, 4 piloting. We need Archangel for the final mission. We'll run Phantom as is. We can potentially switch him out. Actually, no, Beach Ball's caught up. We'll run Beach Ball for the first round. Alright, Beach Ball is in for the first round. We will run... Tango. Yeah, run Tango in the 6-pack. Actually, we'll run... No, we'll keep them out. We'll run Apex in the Archer. Drillbit's probably our best option for the disco back. But he's got the negative, but we might just have to push through that. We'll run that for the first mission. So that'll be our first team. Then we can slip over to the second. If it's 3 missions, we can run the A team for 2 rounds, and we'll be fine. And hopefully we don't take too much in the way of damage. Because part of the reason we're doing this mission is we're running a little bit short on spare mechs. British people kept in the street at 30C. Melt in the street at 30C. Yes, 30's fine. 30's nice. Once it starts getting over 40, it's a bit rough, but yeah, 30's fine. Filled bins with water, God. Just stopped to like the stream. Hope you're feeling much better, Mags. Hey, Torgy. Yeah, doing the best I can. We just hit the dizzying heights of 40.3 C in the last heat wave in July, so only just over 40. Yeah, 40's respectable. I get people complaining at 40. I don't get that. I get that fine. Darius has the Intel capability of moldy cabbage. Yes, he does. I want Castle. I'm actually kind of hoping if they ever do a BattleTech 2, you get some voice pack options or some potential options for your Intel officer, because I want Castle from MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries back. Castle was fantastic. The banter was great. The voice acting was great. I loved Castle. Timely arrival, Commander McEvedy. My people have eyes on Mr. I have no idea how to pronounce that, and I'm going to stop trying. And his bodyguards, the target. Put them to death swiftly and without mercy. Alright, if there's a mech in there, I can't see the silhouette. Alright, so let's go find out what he's in. Ah. Isn't Yang technically a Cappy by birth? Yeah, but he distances himself from the Cappies as much as possible, because as I understand it, at least his story, he kind of got screwed over by his own people, so he has about as much love for the Cappies as everybody else, even though he technically is one. Samaya is a scion from House Rasselhog, and Darius is from a random planet in the periphery. Yep. Yeah, but he's our Cappy. As I understand it in his story, he would take being called a Cappy rather personally. Alright, let's see what our first victim is. And it's a Shadowhawk. Okay. This seems awfully odd, this mission. It feels like there's no music playing at the moment. I feel like there's normally music going. Samaya looks like she's from the Draconis Combine. Well, Rasselhog is part, or was former... Yeah, there we go. As Zero said, was former Draconis territory until it broke away. Yes. Rasselhog is it's a buffer state between the Draconis Combine and the House Steiner in the north. And when the shit... Actually, I'm not even sure if Rasselhog exists fully at this point. I think it does. Where we're up in the timeline. We'll hold 6 back there. When the clans invade, it gets its shit pushed in pretty seriously, although it does a lot of damage and puts up a pretty good fight for the most part, to the point where it actually impressed some of the clans. And in the long run, I'm pretty sure its clan Ghost Bear winds up joining with Rasselhog, and they essentially establish a new empire in there. And Phoenix Hawk, because there's always a Phoenix Hawk. Got two. There was another. Oh, I'm only seeing the two at the moment. Okay. Alright, we need to start closing distances as quickly as possible on these two. Well, no way Yang would have been a Cappy citizen. He had to have been a second-class citizen. Uh, I'm... God, now I'm trying to remember his law. But it only sort of comes up as extras. I'm pretty sure, if I recall correctly, he was... but he was Cappy military. And his unit basically got screwed over. Shadowhawk coming in. Let's get Beach Ball. Please tell me that's going to be close enough to hit this thing. Ah, medium lasers only. Not quite enough jump range to actually get in and hit it with the MGs, so to rip off its arm before it has a chance to cause us any problems. Alright. Move the disco back up. We get maximum damage onto the Shadowhawk. It's kind of tempting to hit the Phoenix Hawk and try and neuter it before it has a chance to be a major issue. Although a single PPCC is probably not going to be enough. Nah, we'll go the Shadowhawk. Focus the Shadowhawk down first. Pull off its front armor. Archer can move up next. And all the SRMs. Interesting that the Phoenix Hawk only walked down then. And LRMs from across the hill. I suspect that is probably from the mission objective. So whatever it is has an LRM 5 on it. Alright, let's go melee on the Phoenix Hawk. Cool it down for a turn. Alright. Let's get Beach Ball out of there. Trebuchet from the rear. Where is the best spot? That should give us MG coverage while getting our evasion up to maximum. Right, that's better. Yes, CGB joins themselves to run for FFR. Yep. Mags and Phoenix Hawks needs to be on a t-shirt at this rate. It's just a thing. There's always one. Which, as I said, it's always been a bit of an interesting thing with BattleTech. Because technically, Phoenix Hawks should actually be a bit rare. Just a little bit. Come on, break something. Well, I was hoping for a little bit more than that, but... Interesting. Shadowhawk didn't try and do anything. In that case... That'd be the best spot there. Yep. Full salvo into the rear armor. Alright. Shadowhawk goes down in the next round. And that's what I didn't want to happen. Alright, beach ball. We go one further. Yep, we'll go one more. Jump into the rear arc of the Phoenix Hawk. Phoenix Hawk's out of play. Hang on, game audio not working. Alright, why? Okay, so now you mention it. I've been sitting here talking to you guys and you haven't been getting any game audio the whole time. Hey, alright, give me just a second. Why is game audio not working? I will fix that for you right away. Alright. Hopefully now there should be game audio. Alright, there we go. I'll quickly do chat before we're moving on there. Yeah, which is... You guys should have let me know about that a little bit sooner. I would have fixed that. Alright. Later merge with Ghost Bear because everyone wants to be Ghost Bear. Yeah, Ghost Bear's awesome. Rustlehog didn't exist in 3025. It formed in the 3040s. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's not a thing yet, which is why it's not on the map. It'll form up. I thought it formed earlier than 3040. I thought it was the mid-late 3030s it formed up, or at least that was when the events that started forming it begun. Before dying in 3052. Yeah, well, it didn't completely die, but God, it came close. Yeah, Clan Ghost Bear joins them. Yep. Can anyone else not hear audio? Yep, there we go. That's been fixed. Clan Star out of best clan. They're a clan. I'll give them that much. Clan Widowmaker best clan. They're all clanners in a sphere. Best clan. Skimmer, howdy from Adelaide. Glad to see you finally caught a stream. Keep up the good work. Thanks a lot, Skimmer. Clan Sword Chicken. Does BEX include the clan invasion? Yes, Ryan, it does. The BEX starts in 3020, is the earliest time you can select, I think, or 30, is it 3025? Yeah, I think it's actually, yeah, I think it's 3025, and it goes to 3061, so it goes all the way to the start of the FedCom Civil War. BEX apparently goes all the way past Tukeyed. Yep, yeah, start of the FedCom Civil War is when it ends, 3061. So, yeah, the FedCom Civil War is BattleTech Advanced, which goes into Jihad and then ends in the Ilkhan era. It stopped when you landed. Okay, that's really odd. I have no idea why that happened. Alright, so if there was sound before... Well, I suppose at least if there was only a moment of sound that dropped out. No idea why it did that. Strange. Clan Invasion starts in 3049. Yep, December 3049. Ends in 3052. Yep. Joined a few minutes ago. Thought the lack of audio was by design. No. Just apparently this glitching. My microphone wasn't working at the start of this either. So apparently OBS is having a couple of glitches at the moment. But at the very least, my packet loss is 0. So the stream quality might not be quite as high as I would hope. But at least that's not an issue now. Okay, anyways, we need to kill this Shadowhawk and then I gotta get this Wolverine.
Ready for orders.
So, 6-pack. Let's... Honestly, this is going to be a bit awkward. This Wolverine coming in behind is a pain in the ass, because it means I've got to give my back to somebody at all times. Right, let's pull... Yeah, the SRM4 will be enough.
Target lock on enemy's rear.
Cool. Alright, that's the Shadowhawk out of play.
Tango down.
Now, we're going to take out this Wolverine. The trench bucket over here is
Waiting for orders.
Is less of an issue. But I need the Wolverine out of play, because it's going to flank the Archer. And I need it out of play as quickly as possible. Now let's pull the PPC out and just go for a massive laser spam.
Oh, I'm hit.
Ouch!
I'm losing weapon systems.
Well, so much for not getting the Mechs too damaged. That's alright, I've got replacements for the
Affirmative.
for the disco back, so it's annoying, but not completely debilitating. Let's keep those two in, pull those two medium lasers and one of the SRM6s, and we're going to have to go melee next round.
Firing at enemies.
Alright, that got all of its structure opened up.
Take that.
Trench bucket's gonna go... No, everybody's focusing the disco back. Alright, that's alright. The disco back I've got a replacement for, so if it needs to be switched out, it's annoying, but it's not a major deal.
I'm here. Affirmative.
Alright, pull one of the medium lasers out.
Target locked. What's up, boss? Good to go.
Now, let's go melee with the disco back.
Moving to position. Ugh!
Right arm, right torso destroyed. Now the Wolverine's still not moving. That's odd. I would have expected it to get its move in by now. Alright, so melee attack with the Shadowhawk. We'll hit it on the arm. That should break the arm on the other side. Well, it would, assuming we actually hit.
Commander.
Alright, this is starting to get a bit silly now. We kind of need to do the melee attack though, don't we? Yeah, screw it. We'll take the risk. It's only a trench bucket. There we go. Pilot bailed out. Right, Wolverine's out of play. I'm going to find whatever that thing is. I'm going to rip its arms off.
Reading you.
Alright, so no jump jets this round. We're going to sprint out. Probably to just the edge of the tree line will be enough.
Moving at full throttle.
Bit of a cooldown so we can jump in behind the trench bucket and kick its rear in.
Commander.
And let's just get evasion pips up on everything and a turn of cooldown for each mech. SRM-6 destroyed. You got through the front armor of the Archer. How?
Commander?
Yeah, that's not good.
Coordinates received.
We lost single plus PPC in the
Firing on target.
in the disco back there.
Barely hit.
Yep, game audio is working. No music though. Yeah, the music. I haven't got the music on this end. For some reason, the mission's not playing music, which is odd. I haven't turned music off. That's just it's decided not to play music.
Copy that.
All right.
Firing on target. Scored a critical hit.
Hey Jason, how's it going, mate? Hope I'm well. Getting better. Getting better. Rear arm arch is facing north. Yeah, no, I realised that right after I was saying it. Which, funnily enough, is why I was reluctant to actually do the melee attack before, but I went and did the melee attack anyway, so I kind of asked for it.
Targeting for an alpha strike. Scored a critical hit.
Taking minimal damage.
Good to go. Right,
All
Commander.
right.
Orders? Roger.
Come on, people.
All right,
Let's make
good.
it happen.
Mech
Now,
destroyed.
we're going to go find that target.
I'm here. Order acknowledged.
On the move.
Position confirmed. Got it.
I don't know if you're using another mic, but audio sounds pretty clear. Yeah, I am actually using another mic. I've got the Audio Technica, the AC2020X, their new microphone.
Reading you.
The USB-C Buddy Studio Broadcast grade mic that's just popped out.
Location
So I think this is
confirmed.
probably going to be my replacement for the moment. I'm just using the desk stand for it at the moment, which is why I knocked the bloody thing over before. But, shit, there's 2 more mechs, not 1. Well, that's where the LRM5s are coming from at the very least. You thought it sounded better too. It sounds great. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with it so far. I'm still doing a little bit of testing on it. I might do a little bit of a review on this one actually. But yeah, this is probably going to be my replacement, because up until now, for the last 6 years, I've got a couple of mics here. I've got an EPOS, I've got an Antlion Audio head mod mic, which I use whenever I'm using VR. I've got a couple of others in here, but the primary mic that I've been using for most of my videos has been a Rode Podcaster, which I've had for 6 or 7 years. But it's getting pretty long in the tooth. It's seen a lot of work. It's done over thousands of videos and
Ready for order.
and the rest, and it's just getting a bit old, I think. I'm not entirely sure what the lifespan of a microphone can actually be, at least a modern mic. But if there is one, I've got to be getting close to it. What's the second one? That's likely the target.
Waiting for orders. On my way.
AC-20X using an autocannon for a mic. I never considered that, but yeah, it actually does sound like a weapon designation for BattleTech, doesn't it? Yeah, it's the... just double check it over here. I got the box for it just here. Yeah, the Audio-Technica AT2 2020 USB-X is the one that I've got here. It's pretty nice. Surprisingly heavy for its size, too. Like, it's completely made of metal, and it's actually got some decent weight about it.
Commander?
Alright. Well, we're definitely approaching this from the left, because I do not want to get this archer flanked. I need the archer... Barely matters if I sprint or not. I suppose might as well for the extra... yeah, might as well for the extra movement. No, I don't actually get to turn if I do that. Fine, I'll take one less.
Move order confirmed.
So Apex's piloting skill isn't overly great, as I recall. Old-fashioned ribbon mics, forever with space ribbons. I'm a little late. Have we started the final Flashpoint for the Bull Shark yet? No, we haven't yet, Happy Wombat. I think that one's only just appeared.
I'm here.
But I don't have the tonnage to be able to complete it at the moment. We are currently doing the this 3-scale Flashpoint, specifically because I'm looking to pick up some extra tonnage in general, just so I can... so I can start building up for that one to pick up the Bull Shark.
Reporting critical hit.
Right.
Yes, Commander.
And again, apologies for not talking quite as much as I normally would.
Aye, aye.
The voice is not running completely fine at the moment. Although, as somebody said before, apparently I sound like James Brown.
I'm taking heavy hits, Commander.
Commander?
Close. We can start opening up.
Affirmative.
Disco Back's still got a couple of lasers on board. There's not much left of the mech. Unfortunately, it took out the wrong torso, and we lost most of the big guns.
Roger that.
But we can strip some evasion. I'll be sure to install this game in the near future and see how it goes for me. Yeah, well, I think you mentioned last time you're thinking about
Awaiting
buying
orders.
it. Yeah, absolutely recommend giving it a play. In vanilla, it's
Moving out.
really easy, significantly easier than this, and a lot of fun to just play on its own, especially if you're new to it. The BattleTech universe in general is really good.
Target locked.
And the tactical gameplay in it, while it is relatively repetitive in regards to the
Reporting
maps,
critical hits.
there's not as much map variation as I would like. The amount of thought you have to put into positioning and working your mechs against whatever you face, it's got a lot of replayability. Like, it's just a well-designed
Yes,
game.
Commander.
Alright, so... Jaegermech. Alright. How's... You know what? We can't afford to wait on this. I'm going straight after the Jaegermech with the lead spitter. I'm going to sit on its ass and rip it open with MGs. Ow, that's too many hits to the front.
Reporting heavy damage.
Yeah, that has to be killed quickly.
Coordinates received.
Alright, we should... Damn, it wasn't enough to straight kill.
Forward critical hit.
You've got no front armor. Get out of your mech. I've purchased it already, just waiting for some free time. God help me. That's the other good part about this too. It's the kind of game you can pick it up, you can play it for a bit, you can put it down when you don't have time, and it'll just sit there. BattleTech, I've said in previous streams, I got a bunch of games that whenever I build a new PC or do a system upgrade or do a reinstall, there's a default set of games that I always install on, that I always have. One of them is the original XCOM Terror from the Deep. That's always installed on. And I have a series of games that, generally older stuff that I really like, that I just tend to have floating around. BattleTech has become one of those now. Whenever I do a computer upgrade from now on, even if I'm not doing videos or content on BattleTech will be installed on the system, just so I can jump onto it and have a play of BattleTech whenever I feel like it. It becomes one of the defaults that I have.
Coordinates received.
Oh, right.
Right,
Come on.
Commander.
Yes, Commander.
Right. Sitting behind the Shadowhawk, so I'm blocked the Jaegermech. I don't care much about this thing, but we shouldn't need to cycle everything.
Copy that. Targets take.
Good. Alright. Out of play. Down to just the Jaegermech now.
I'm here.
Alright, beach ball. Into rear arc.
Engaging jump jets. Affirm.
Target damaged. Concentrate your fire. Bring
Alright,
it down.
that's one of the autocannons out of play.
Armor breach. Internal damage.
Commander?
Alright, best way to do this. I've got enough for a couple of
Waiting
precision
for
shots, so let's get Tango in first. Now this is going to be, I'm sort of rolling and being lucky here. We've only got a 2% chance to hit, but let's see what happens.
Taking the shot.
Nope.
Waiting for orders. Moving to position. Got it. Standing by.
Alright, apex straight in front. This time we're going to rotate through and present left armor, because the left arm is stronger at the moment on the Archer. Everything on. Precision strike. 2% again.
Taking
Roll
the
on
shot.
head.
Reporting critical hit.
Destroyed the gyro, which puts it on its ass.
Hot damn, let's do this.
Reading you. Move order received. Firing all weapons.
Nah. Oh well.
Enemy eliminated.
All targets eliminated. Sit tight. I'll collect you from where you are right now. Adequate performance. Your lance is to be commended, Commander. My information technologists will analyze the courier's black box and provide you with the coordinates of your next target. Tell them not to drag their feet. We don't get paid by the hour. The CCF soldiers, your efficiency is beyond question. Now I suggest that you clear the line and prepare your lance. They will be deploying imminently. Alright.
Mission successful.
We took more damage there than I would have liked by a long shot, unfortunately. And I don't think we get a repair gap in between. Alright, so 25% bonus, 116,000 in drop costs, which left us with 200,000 after expenses. Well, the Archer could be worse. The arm's not great. It's down to 15 out of 55 structure. But it's 43 of 75 and 59 of 75 for the rear armor. So, and none of the front was actually penetrated. So when the armor all gets repaired, the Archer's probably still good to go. 30, 40, 30, 40 on the lead spitter. So once it's repaired, it's good. Disco back's done. Disco back's going to have to be completely rebuilt from scratch. So unfortunately we lost the single plus PPC, but I might just build a traditional version of the Disco back next. And the 6-pack is fully functional, so that's not an issue in the slightest. Alright, so we have 2 parts of the Jaeger mech in stock, I think. One of this variant. Huh. Yeah, 2 parts of the Jaeger mech in stock, one of this variant. We're running 3 parts Phoenix Hawk. So we can definitely pull a Phoenix Hawk out of this, if we wanted to. Wolverines, Trebuchets, and we're running 2-2. So we could pull a Shadow Hawk, but I've got a spare Shadow Hawk already in the box, so we're going to take the Jaeger mech for 65 tons, because obvious reasons, and I'm actually going to take the Phoenix Hawk just for extra money, because that's going to give us a Phoenix Hawk that we can sell. And then we'll roll randomly on the Shadow Hawk components. Potentially, with luck, we can actually pull a Shadow Hawk out of this. Alright, so what do we get? We got 1 extra part of the Phoenix Hawk, and we got 1 part Wolverine, large laser, 2 medium lasers. We got the double plus SRM6, which is good, because that'll be the replacement for the one that we just lost in the Archer. And that's it. I've purchased it already, I'm just waiting for some free time, God help me. I got the game a few days ago, but I can't decide what skills I should give my own pilot. I read somewhere that Tactics and Guts is a good choice. for tanking an assault mech. Guts is the tanking stat that increases your stability and your pilot's individual health. Tactics comes down to your aim shots. Generally, all my tanks I tend to run gunnery guts. Tactics I tend to run on anything that I'm building into a sniper or a DPS platform. So it's not necessarily for survivability. Tactics I take for precision shots for high DPS. It's almost mandatory in the long run. You want a 9 tactics pilot with at least 9 gunnery pilot. And the combination, you can get some pretty nasty numbers on headshots. I've been getting into these types of strategy games. I've been hooked on Civ 6, but I get this strange freezing thing on about to turn 30. Bloody twist, I swear. Turn-based games are great for pick up and put down play. Civilization 5 is like that for me. Turn-based games are, a lot of people sleep on them. They're really good. They're just really good in general. Turn-based tactics has always been one of my favorite areas to play in. Also, at some point soon, I'm probably going to start from talking about strategy-style games. It's actually going to be real-time strategy, but I'm probably going to play Mech Commander 2 on stream. I think I've managed to get it working, so... I wonder if somebody has come across such a problem. Around turn 33 freezing. Yeah, I've never heard of anything like that. By dislike its design, you mean overall look, or it's... Which one's this? I'm not sure what you mean, Happy One, but by disliking its design, its overall look, or its loadout. I'm not sure what you mean there. Just caught the stream, listening to it while loading the trail at work. Have fun, Mags. Thanks, Ambient. Don't get too distracted now. Yeah, I'll be trying not to. Yeah, Mech Commander 2 streams. Yeah, it's taken me a little bit to get that one functioning, but I think I've got it going. So we'll have a play through that one, and I've had Mech Commander Gold running for a while. Alright, so we're going to need to do some mech repairs before our next contract boss. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be happening. Yep, we're going to build the Phoenix Hawk, and then we are just going to straight sell it. Done. Alright, so the Hunchback's out. We have got armor repairs on everything, so the... Yeah, internals are still the same, so the internals never got a repair, but all the armor's repaired. So lead spit is functional. I'm gonna have to watch the Archer's rear armor. I am. Although, possibly, we pull the Archer out completely on this one. Pull 6-pack up to the start. Let's pull our pilots as well. What do we got? Not as much as I would like. Hunchback would have to be brought in. Yeah, base capture mission. We got the Wolverine. The 1N. 25. It's only got a medium and a small laser. Yeah, we might have to run that combination there. I hope we get some decent mechs that we can actually pick up on this one. Alright, pilot-wise, we are going to run... Yeah, we'll run the full A-team on this one. We sort of have to, and then we can run the A-team for 2 turns. They'll take they'll need a downtime at the end of it, but I don't think there's anything else on this planet anyway. So Cerberus can stay there. Claymore can ride the Hunchback. And Archangel's Disco Back's gone now, so the cooldown is actually... Actually, funnily enough, what's Claymore? What's his bonuses at the moment? Archer, Shadowhawk, Firestarter. Yeah, Archangel would be better running in the Hunchback. Yeah, I think that'll work. That's a hell of a downgrade to the Wolverine, but I want to save the Archer for the final mission. It looks like this is a 3-mission deployment. We've got to capture the base, and then we've got to defend the base. Alright. Mechs have been loaded, performance of barrel, yep. Yep, that's fine. Drop looks like it might require some more firepower than that. I recommend we field some heavier mechs. We don't have any heavier mechs that I can field at the moment. This is what we've got. I'm hoping I haven't bitten off more than I can chew here. I was talking about the Bull Shark, and while it's not canon, somebody said because it was disliked. Well, the thing is, it is... The Bull Shark is canon. If you're... Depending on how you look at it. Give me a second, I'm Biff. Doing a contact change over here. And then I will answer that. Alright, so the Bull Shark was made entirely for this game. It was specifically designed for the BattleTech game, particularly the Heavy Metal expansion pack. That's what it was designed for. And while it doesn't exactly make sense, considering who's supposed to have made it and when it was supposed to have been made, it is technically a canon mech. Because the people that designed it, or in particular the person that designed it, God, I can't remember his name now, but he was the original writer and designer. He works for Harebrained Schemes now. He works for it. He runs Harebrained Schemes now. But he was, back in the day, he was the original and writer and designer for the FASA Corporation, which created BattleTech. He's the bloke that made this universe to begin with. And he made the Bull Shark canon. It's going to start turning up in other games. It will start turning up in parts of the lore now. It doesn't have a huge backstory written about it, and it's definitely got some plot holes that have to be corrected in regards to it. But it kind of is a canon mech, simply because the guy who made it was the guy who created the entire friggin' universe to begin with, so if he says it's canon, it's canon. And that's just the way it is. I think the design itself is fine as a mech. It's just it's a technical omni-mech at a time when omni-mechs weren't a thing yet, at least in terms of its design period. It doesn't make sense within the timeline. If the timeline was slightly different, it would make sense. But
command interface initiated.
Yeah, while it only appears here, it will start appearing in other spots. Simply because who it was that created it to begin with. But I do expect there'll be some slight rewrites into how it's fit into the universe.
Trees. I love trees.
It just missed the book publication. Heavy Metal came out after the source book. I was playing as Sweden earlier, happened many times, was prepared to turn the entire world into an empire of ABBA and smelly canned herring. Oh, you cruel person. It's going to be a bit of a bummer if this is the end of the Fusiliers. Now, this won't be the end of the Fusiliers, but this could potentially go sideways. Like, this is the upper end of what I should be capable of doing, and I'm going to have to be a little creative. I'll actually be perfectly honest right now. You know what I wish I had? I wish I had 2 Firestarters.
Okay, let's go.
I wish I had the mag dump back. And just go bouncy through the hills with a couple of Firestarters loaded with MGs and just rip the spine out of anything. That was working really well. I really should have I really should have rebuilt the mag dump, or got myself a new one.
Copy that, Commander.
Bullshark reminds me of a rifleman and a Phoenix Hawk had a baby and then went on an eating binge. Kinda. Yeah, Clan Wolverine was annihilated before the Omnis were developed. Yeah, that's kind of the plot hole that I'm talking about. The Bullshark doesn't make sense in terms of the technological development of the clans and who made it. So, as I said, there will probably be some rewriting about it, but the mech's design itself, I think, is actually pretty good. And, well, as I said,
Affirmative.
it's canon
I'm walking
simply because of who made it. Half the mechs you see in BattleTech were actually created by authors writing and expanding the universe. They weren't actually created by the games developers. When the guy who originally created BattleTech decides to pen out a new mech, that gets put in. If an author can create a mech for a story that winds up becoming part of the universe, the guy who made the universe can most certainly pen in a mech anytime he wants, and it'll just be up to the lawmakers to correct the plot holes surrounded at a later time. Iron Sparrow also almost certainly have other units in the area, advance in the warehouse, but don't let them catch you off guard. Enemy turrets powering up, boss. Nothing's ever as easy as it should be. That's alright, we've got some LRMs with this one.
I'm still seeing hostile contacts on screen.
Alright, 4 mechs. At least 2 base turrets. We've got another pillar there, so there'll be a turret there that's out of sensor range, and there'll be one there. So we've got 4 turrets, 4 mechs.
What are your orders, Skipper?
Not a major issue. I do... Yeah, we want to pull back. Yeah, this is shitty. This is shitty. I don't like this. Alright, we'll jump down to that gully then.
Lifting off.
Alright. You're out in the open. What are you?
I've got a sensor line.
Phoenix Hawk, because there's always a Phoenix Hawk.
I'm your spaniel. Onward.
Alright, so our new Hunchback is the J variant, which we've loaded up with LRM-20s, a double plus LRM-20.
I think things are going swimming.
Alright, these guys' armor is not particularly great. Oh, their armor is terrible. Alright, their armor's that low, there is definitely going to be a reserve set of mechs here.
No.
There is absolutely going to be a reserve set of
Moving
mechs
to
coming in.
position.
Okay, never mind. Gym's closed. Not safe to train because of temperatures. Oh well. Cracking open a cold one. Cheers. Not safe to train because of temperatures. Oh my god. Europe? Seriously? Seriously? Yeah, it'd be like 48 degrees outside here and the gyms are still open, right? I personally treat the entire Harebrained Schemes game as the equivalent of most of the Mech Force UK stuff in regards to canon. Well, the thing is, watching it on, you kind of shouldn't, because the guy who wrote it was the guy who created BattleTech, and everything that he wrote for it is going into the source books. He did create the entire Urano restoration. That's now canon. All the events of this game are canon. Everything that's in this game is now canon because of who wrote it. It's in the lore. That's it. Like, simple as that. Everything that's been added into the game is now part of the game permanently, or part of the universe permanently now. Actually, I think at this point, and this is unfortunate because it means MechWarrior 5 is included in this as well, but the only game that has ever been created for PC that is not canon within the BattleTech universe and completely accepted is actually the Mech Assault 1 and 2 from the Xbox and Xbox 360 era. Those are the only two games that are not canon. Which is understandable, but they were some pretty damn good games. Yeah, the events of MechWarrior 5 are canon. All the other MechWarrior games, all canon. The Mech Commander games, all canon. The only part of MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries that isn't canon is the Solaris tournament. Spectre existed within canon, but when they wrote out that they included the Solaris 7 tournaments within MechWarrior 4, they didn't check the lore, and the years that you're playing, there is actually lore in regards to the tournaments that were fought, and the winners are actually all named. So Spectre's wins and the entire Solaris section of MechWarrior 4 isn't canon, but the rest of the game is.
Ready to rock.
Right now, so I've got to wait for an official source book on the state of the bull shark is canon. I can wait. Yeah, it'll pop up when it pops up. Death of the author, sorry, but if he said Far Country is now canon, we have aliens everywhere, that doesn't mean I can't turn around and say this doesn't mesh with canon, so I don't care. Look, watching it on, you're absolutely correct, and and I understand where you're coming from, because this is my opinion on the Star Wars universe. As far as I'm concerned, canon ended the second that Disney turned around and went, the expanded universe is no longer canon. Which was funny because George Lucas never technically made it canon in the first place. He left it up to the interpretation of the viewer or the reader. But the second Disney went out and said straight away, like, this isn't done, we're doing our own thing. Because of what's happened afterwards, I write everything after that point off. So I completely understand where you're coming from. The thing you need to understand is that every source book that is released from the universe at this point on will be referencing events from all these games, will be referencing parts of the Urano restoration if it happens to be that part of space. And as I said, you will find the next technical manual that comes out, or the reprint of whatever particular era's technical manual is probably going to include the bull shark. And it's just, if you can get past the fact that these things are just going to be there, yeah. And I get it. I also get it from the Warhammer 40k universe. I hate the Primaris. So, and I never really liked Age of Sigmar. I prefer the Warhammer Old World. So, I get what you mean. But yeah, that's the catch. You got to kind of accept that. You may not accept it, but every single part of the lore that's produced from this point on is going to include that. So, yeah.
Accuracy through volume of fire.
Alright, that gets a Cicada out of play. And that includes the literature that's going to be written as well. Like, so any novels, the events of this, if they happen to be taking place in the around 3025 to 3030 in the southern hemisphere through the periphery, is going to include references to everything that happened in the Harebrained Schemes game.
I'm receiving you.
Right. So Phoenix Hawk has to go next. Really, I got a Grasshopper. Huh. Alright, Phoenix Hawk's got to go, because it's too jumpy bullshit. We're going to have to deal with that. You know, the Arana restoration is in a source book. It's canon. Yeah, the entire game is canon. You just have to.
Amy next time. See what you get.
Yeah, and I'm not against people picking and choosing what parts of canon they want. After what Disney did to Star Wars, you know, I gave them a fair chance. I didn't write them off straight away, and I feel like an idiot for sort of doing that now. But
There. Okay.
yeah, after that, yeah, I'm entirely down with people picking and choosing where they want to draw the lines. But as I said, that's just the catch you got to watch out for, is that anything produced from this point on is going to include the parts of canon that you don't like. Like Star Wars, every single book that's produced for Star Wars from now on, any newly created stories, it's going to include all of the Disney Universe stuff.
Damage minimal.
Like, I'm never gonna get an old legacy Star Wars book written like the old expanded universe books ever again. That will never be a thing. Which is a shame, because I love those stories. Although they kind of managed to... They never really brought the Skywalker story completely to a close. But they did get a decent ending. The last book that was written in the period where Luke Skywalker is still alive at the very least, it's him and his son on Skywalker's personal sort of like space yacht that his wife owned.
All weapons committed.
So that's the Phoenix Hawk out of play, and they've sort of just completed.
Enemy mech.
They've
destroyed.
just wrapped up the plot lines for that series of books, and they're heading off, I believe, to try and find the original birth world for the Jedi, the first world that the Jedi ever established on, and that's sort of where it ended. I think that's what they were up to. It's been quite a few years since I read that book now, quite a few years. All right. Alright, so let's get rid of the Shadowhawk first. This might be getting cocky,
Engaging jump
but I
jet.
kind of want to see if I can pull the wings off that grasshopper.
All weapons. Go. That hit something good.
Hmm.
Commander.
Right. Yeah, we should... Yeah, we'll focus fire, focus fire.
Moving to
Pull the
position.
hunchback over here. It feels weird using a hunchback as a fire support mech, but
Locked and loaded.
this one's a little bit more balanced than the laserback is.
Internal structure damaged.
Okay. We have another mech lance. Yeah, in Troy criminal ring. Okay, yep. Alright, 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 alright. Yes, there's 2 lances on the field. We need to hurry up. I was not paying enough attention. Age of Sigmar does not exist. La 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 la. No, yeah, that's basically my opinion of it too. They tried to Warhammer 40k the Warhammer Fantasy universe, and I've still got white dwarfs. They've disintegrated to the point I've had to put them into clear binders to hold them together. But they're white dwarfs from the 90s that have some of the expanded lore stories written into them for the Warhammer Old World, and it was great. Actually, I think. Ouch! Not good.
I'm losing weapon systems.
Yeah, we kind of didn't want the
Right
6-pack
here.
to lose anything. That's not great.
On my way.
But yeah, it was back before they really started. Some of these stories are back before they even started putting the Egyptian lean onto the undead forces within Warhammer Fantasy.
Affirmative.
Like the Egyptian lean was in the far history, but it wasn't applied so much to the majority of the undead forces that existed. They were more traditional horror type forces at the time. And they were fantastic. They were great. And that was the universe that I fell in love with. So when they tried to make Space Marine Knights in Age of Sigmar, I just no fucking interest in it. And apparently nobody else did either, because they did try and roll it back at least to some extent, but yeah.
Yes, Commander.
Yeah, no, I get where you're coming from watching it on. It is what it is.
Acknowledged.
We'll take the LRM-20 out of cycle now.
Firing.
Let me move the fucking lead spitter before I get torn apart by
I'm losing
PPCs.
armor bad.
Thank you.
Locking off with all weapon systems. Critical hit.
Right, Wolverine's got armor, so that's okay. Thomas, thank you very much for the donation, Mags, how the hell do you beat Defence Smithton? Defence Smithton. God, I can't remember the mission now.
Standing by.
Have a look. It sounds like a poor thing because I can't remember the... You'd have to refresh my mind on exactly which mission that is now. Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I've probably got an example of me beating it. If you go back through my BattleTech videos, I played through the majority of the campaign before starting BEX. So you should find the mission, at the very least. It should be there. Otherwise, give me a bit of a refresher and I'll see if I can remember exactly how to put it together. White Dwarfs, I have run from number 3 to 150 from new. I'm not sure when they were, on what ones, and I don't have a straight run, because I could only get them sporadically, you know, living in a rural area and being reliant on a rural news agent to actually get access to such things.
I'll try. I'd rather use weapons, but...
Well, we're sort of getting
like
there.
a critical hit.
Yeah, White Dwarf was just not always available to get, and I was a kid at the time as well, so I didn't exactly have a lot of cash. It was whatever I could scrape together. But the but yeah, they're all, I know they're all 90s. Some of them would be, I think I started getting them, would have been 1995. Yeah, 95, maybe 94 on some of the older ones. I'll have to dig them up and see if any of them are dated. Regardless, they are old.
Enemy mech, critical damage.
And pilot finally gets out. So there's the Grasshopper out of play. AOS first edition deserved to crash and burn. I think the story in game is in a much healthier spot with third. Yeah, as far as I understand it, they've been trying to turn it back into what it was. They worked out nobody was going to buy it. But yeah, still, it still puts a bad taste in my mouth that they went and made that change. It essentially killed most of my interest in Warhammer Fantasy. Whereas now there seems to be an attitude where you either take the setting and like it or reject all of the setting. I spent years rejecting weird ESP stuff in BattleTech from decades ago. Yeah, no, I don't get that either watching it on. I am very much of the mind you can accept whatever parts of canon you want and you can ignore whatever parts of canon you don't. It's, in the end, nobody can make you follow any of the shit. I don't... Well, there are some things that they've been released in the Disney era that I like. Mandalorian, I don't think it was as fantastic as everybody was made out. I think it was just merely a decent space western. Which, considering the rest of the trash that was released by Disney in regards to Star Wars, a decent space western is enough. But I didn't mind Mandalorian. But I absolutely... I despised Book of Boba Fett, and I got one episode into Obi-Wan and just couldn't be bothered watching the rest of it. I thought it was crap. I didn't mind Rogue One as a movie. Although it does forever piss me off that Rogue One essentially destroys Kyle Katarn from the expanded universe as a character. Because in the expanded universe, Kyle Katarn was the one who got the original Death Star plans and transmitted them to Princess Leia, so both things can't exist at the same time. But the movie itself, I thought the idea of doing a war-style movie where the Jedi and the Sith are not the headliners was a good idea. I think it probably could have been done better, but I think you could definitely do a lot with that kind of a concept. Well, let's do a bit of a... do a sprint down here and see if we can find out where the hell they are. The trilogy, the Rey trilogy, yeah, it's trash.
Yes,
I can't stomach any of it, and I don't care what anyone's opinions of it. It's garbage. And it's got nothing to do with Rey being female. I've got some of my favourite sci-fis have female leads. It just has shit writing from start to finish. Really good special effects. Props to the special effects team. Industrial Light and Magic did the same great job that they always do. It looks fantastic. But there's no substance, and I think the actors themselves were wasted on a shit script. I don't think the actors themselves did a terrible job of what they had, but you could take the script from any of those three movies and you could give it to friggin' anyone. You could pick any actor you want, the best actors in the world, and they couldn't make that shit sound good. It was just trash. And that's actually a major problem that a lot of Hollywood has at the moment, and I've been saying it for a while. It's a writing issue. It's not necessarily an acting issue. It's not necessarily a visual effects issue. Like, all that side of stuff is generally okay. The writing is atrocious on most of Hollywood at this stage. Mags, you hairy bogan, how you doing so far? Not too bad, Tobias. Not too bad at all. Little crackly in the voice, but we're doing fairly well. And my voice hasn't broken yet, so that's a good thing. Right, so we've definitely got two. Now, the reason why I'm swinging this down here too, guys, is I want to take out all the mechs before I have to deal with the base defenses. Because I have no idea what these are. I don't think any of them are LRM turrets, because if they were, we would have been getting rained on with LRMs while we're engaging over here. Unfortunately, it means they could all be heavy direct fire weapons, and if that's the case, they can do a lot of damage, so I don't want to have to fight them and a mech lance at the same time. So we kill the mechs, then we deal with the base defenses. Defend 3 dropships. Ah, yes, defend 3 dropships. Alright, so the trick is you need to pull them off the dropships for a start. You want... so, Thomas, you want 2 mechs at least. I know I've actually got this. You can watch me do this if you watch one of the last playthroughs I did. This mission is actually in the end of the campaign. So I've got it on the channel if you look for it. But I'm pretty sure I had 2 mechs that were fairly heavy. Pretty sure one was the Highlander, at least. Potentially could have been an Atlas for the second mech that I had. Those 2 I sat at the core of the base, essentially defending 2 of the dropships, while I had the 3rd Lance running wild. or the other two mechs running wide, intercepting for the third dropship. And if I remember correctly, yeah, all I was doing is I was spam firing on all of the mechs when they showed up to make sure they were targeting me rather than targeting the dropship, and then kind of kiting them away from the dropships back towards the Atlas and the Highlander so that they could actually do the fighting. And so long as you keep hitting every single mech that is deployed at least once every turn, they will focus on your lance rather than focusing on the dropships. If you don't hit them for 2 turns in a row, they'll turn back around and they'll start firing at the dropships. So you've just got to keep hitting them. Use multi-shot to keep hitting all of them, to keep them focused on you, and then keep trying to draw them back into an area where you can fight them central. I think that's how I did it. But as I said, I know for a fact that mission is on my channel, so if you dig through, you'll be able to actually find it and you'll watch me complete it. Alright. Do some sprinting and start closing down here. Your mechanics are too healthy. Take more damage. I'm working on it, dead meat. Trust me. Trust me. That's getting more damage in this is not going to be an issue. Right. Close 3. Not great terrain. Alright, 3 mechs. 3 mechs. Find out what our first one is.
Sensors locked on.
And it's a Phoenix Hawk, because there's always a fucking Phoenix Hawk. Possibly a 4th one. Although, we go fairly deep. Unless it's over here. It might only be a Lancer 3.
Standing by. Go
Right.
fast.
We'll
Got it.
sprint in as quickly as we can, closing range. This should hopefully not have us in line of sight of the turrets. Dead. Donating now to get my attention to tell me to lose some mechs. Bastard. How did the leak go, dead meat? Sprint in.
Full throttle.
Book of Boba Fett was a snooze fest. Again, it was poorly written. It wasn't interesting. You're right, it was boring. And unfortunately, it looks like we are within line of sight of those turrets. So I'm going to have to run. Yep, we are definitely within. Okay, that's not what I wanted. That's, yeah, all of the what I didn't want.
Damage critical.
Yeah, we've got multi-shot autocannons, LRMs, and PPCs that are going to be coming in on us. Shit.
Armor breach. Internal damage. Orders.
Indeed. Well, there's the Thunderbolt we've been looking for.
Reporting. Critical hit.
I am Rey Skywalker. I cringe so hard. Yeah, you and me both. Finn is probably the definition of going forward as a wasted character. Yeah, I thought there was... I thought the idea of a stormtrooper that broke conditioning and actually flipped sides was something interesting enough that you could have done at least one, if not potentially a whole bunch of movies and a TV series out of following. Having somebody who's brainwashed into what they are and having that conditioning broken, that's an interesting idea. And it was completely ignored and essentially thrown away within 30 minutes of the movie starting.
Target.
So yeah, that was completely wasted. And then the character the next two movies, because... ouch. We need to deal with that really quickly. Yeah, then the character was just wasted from that point on. I thought the concept of Rey as a base character, where they went with the whole Palpatine thing was crap. But the idea of a Force user that was abandoned at birth at a time when something was going on, again, it wasn't a terrible idea, and I don't think she did a bad job of acting the character. It is a script error, a script issue. The script was fucking terrible. And, yeah, again, wasted idea, wasted concept. And the worst part is because of the way Hollywood works. And this is true of anywhere where bad script writing or bad directing ruins a concept, is if a concept is put into play and it is poorly handled by the writing or the writing team or the director, and it either fails or reports poorly as a result, the people in business suits in Hollywood take that as not as the writing staff or the director failing, but as the concept itself failing. So while the concept of a stormtrooper breaking their conditioning is fantastic, and you could do a lot with that, with competent writing, we will never see that ever again. They will never put that into a movie ever again, because it's already sort of performed poorly or failed. Even though it had nothing to do with the concept, they'll never repeat on it. It'll be gone. It's just unfortunately how Hollywood works. So yeah, a lot of wasted potential.
Copy.
Talk about bad script writing, Attack of the Clones, I hate sand. Yeah, okay, a questionable question. This is actually a really good example, because yes, the rest of it isn't the rest of the Star Wars universe isn't free of it either, the movies. A little interesting thing about the entire Attack of the Clones romance thing. The entirety of the Anakin Padme romance in Attack of the Clones was written by George Lucas himself. He personally wrote the entire romance, right? And he's not a romance writer. You think you'd hand that part off to somebody who is a romance writer, but nope, he wrote that himself. The thing was, at the time that he wrote that, he was in the middle of a divorce. His mind was really not on romance at that time, and it showed. And you're right, the writing for that whole sequence, there is no set of two actors with no matter how much charisma they had between them that could make the writing for the romance and Attack of the Clones sound real. It is impossible to do. It is the most terrible romance. I can't even make the meme of it's still a better love story than Twilight. No, it's not. Twilight's actually better than it. There is a point where you need to delegate, and Lucas needed to delegate that entire romance piece off to somebody who, one, knew how to write romance, two, wasn't in the middle of a fairly unhappy divorce at the time that was not exactly putting him in the mindset to write that kind of material. Alright, I really want to get rid of that Thunderbolt, but I'm not going to have the jump range this round. So we're going to get rid of the Vindicator instead. Attack of the Clones in general, as it's probably the weakest of the three prequel movies, which is really sad because the slowest and the one that I like the least is actually the Phantom Menace, just because it is slow, it's clunky, it's doing a lot of world building, but it at least makes up for it with the Darth Maul action sequence. but the writing in general for Attack of the Clones has a lot of issues. You can see
Yes,
Lucas
Commander.
had other things on his mind when that script was put together. Thankfully, he tightened it up a lot with Sith. Sith was really good.
Moving to position. Engaging. That looked like a critical hit.
From my point of view, the Jedi are evil. Well, that was just trying to make a play back on the whole everything is true from a certain point of view. Still think I know Hayden Christensen's got a lot of crap back in the day for that movie and the portrayal of Vader as well. I still think he did a pretty good job. I still think he did a pretty good job. It's a little campy at some places, but, you know, it's Star Wars. That's fine. You can have a bit of that. There's a bit of that in the original as well.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Alright, so that's the Vindicator essentially sorted. Left arm gone on the Wolverine. That's alright, the Wolverine is the mech that's actually disposable here. Unfortunately, we've taken too much damage on
Await your
everything else.
command.
Now, Archangel, you're going to show me how well you shoot.
Affirmative.
Right leg destroyed. Good.
The Cobra strikes.
He shoots well. It's alright, Hunchback dodges those.
They got a sensor lock on me.
Warning. Armor low.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get close enough for that. It's alright, you keep going, keep laying into this Vindicator.
Critical hit.
Good, pilot's bailed. Nice, Vindicator's out of play. Dead Meat nearly crashed several times due to falling asleep at the stick. Yeah, that'll do it for you.
Standing by.
Yeah, stop burning the midnight oil. Well, I need to as well. Though, to be fair, the one thing I have been getting a lot of over the last week is sleep, as a general rule. Pardon me.
Affirmative.
Lay into that other leg and see if we can break it. If we can break both legs, we'll get at least two
Critical
parts out
hit,
of this thing.
Commander.
I don't think we've got
I
any
live to
parts
serve.
of the Thunderbolt put away. But
I'm your spaniel.
I most certainly want to see whether or not we can get a few pieces. Alright, we're going to do coolant vent. If we don't, we need to kill it anyway.
This just in. Critical hit.
Alright. Claymore. On the leg, just the AC-5, please.
Engaging target.
Engine destroyed. Damn it. Dropship inbound, Commander. We haven't cleared the base turrets yet. Okay.
Confirmed.
Right, so full evasion as we approach in and start IDing these guns. Alright, standard shredder, standard shredder.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, Archangel will be up first.
I'm walking here.
LRM 20s, AC 20, SRM 2s, and triple flamers.
Locked on target.
Yeah, we got to get a lot of firepower into
Yes,
range.
Commander.
This is where having the laser back with the PPCs enabled would have been really, really useful.
Here we go.
Right, that's one.
Target pacified.
Many of the mechs in the dropship mission are rather light, and yeah, you need to draw fire. Friendly AR turrets are useless, of course. Yeah, in that mission, you've got to hit them, get them targeting you. The turrets, well, they're not useless, but it's better to just don't rely on them to pull mechs off. Just let them fire into the group once you've got control of the entire group. Just multi-shot is your friend to be able to hit multiple targets and drag them all together. Yeah, all the Phoenix Hawks with no armor. Yeah, I'm kind of grateful for that at the moment. If they had full armor, this mission would already have been over. And it would not have gone in our favor.
Full throttle.
This, along with many other reasons such as taste and sanity, has stopped me from watching many modern mainstream films, though I'd be glad for a decent one some of these days now. Every now and again, something interesting pops up, a TV show or a movie. Apparently,
That shot got through my armor.
buddy, what's his name? Chris Pratt's new one on Amazon TV series is apparently pretty good.
Yep.
The kill list or the something list, I think it is. I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard some pretty good things about it. So occasionally you still get decent stuff pop up, but it's a lot rarer than it used to be. There used to be a time, late 90s into the early 2000s, where there was the odd bad movie every now and again, but almost everything was at the very least watchable. Like, nothing was so bad that you would completely boycott it. Like, even the fucking, what one is it? Batman Forever with the bat nipples and the bat credit card. Even that was watchable and at least fun to watch. Terrible movie, but it was at least fun. These days, it's just shit.
I'm on him.
It's not even bad funny. It's just bad. But there is still the odd good thing that pops up every now and again. You got to filter through a lot more shit to find it. I suppose it's a little bit like video games as well. Again, late 90s, early 2000s. Go and have a look at the games that were released on the time. Half the franchises that are still being run today were created between the late 90s and the early 2000s, and they're still having games made for them, and they're still relatively good games. But back then, they were fantastic. You know, just great game after great game after great game, month on, month out. It was awesome. Nowadays, most of the games that come out are pretty crap. You've got to filter sort of through to find the good ones.
Will be done.
Or if they're passable, they're only good for maybe a month's worth of play.
Confirmed.
Samira's drop again. Dropship open fire. Yeah, the dropship should be eviscerating everything at the moment, but apparently I'm the one who's got to take everything out. They seem to have to learn from scratch, and we seem to have to rookie to the best business as the show progressed. Yes. Oh, I wanted to see a pod racing show. Imagine taking an urchin from some underworld who's gotten into debt with some gang and he has to pay off. Yeah, well, this is the thing with the Star Wars universe, and it's why I've been. I'm not just pissed off with the crap that Disney have done in regards to the Star Wars universe, what they've managed to essentially just make bad everything. It's what they haven't done. There is opportunities. You could absolutely make an entire TV series that's essentially like a TV series following a pod racing team that's built around the concept of like watching a NASCAR team race, but it's Star Wars pod racing dealing with Star Wars shit in the Star Wars universe. You know, underhanded deals and bets with the Hutts. You know, Imperials doing bribes and trying to buy out races on their worlds, because you know you could absolutely do an entire series on this, but nobody's even thought of it apparently.
Standing by.
You know, why have... I know they've mentioned it a couple of times, so at least somebody has thought of this one, but why the fuck hasn't there been a Rogue Squadron series?
Roger that.
You've got a universe full of starfighters. Make a movie about starfighters.
Destroyed.
It doesn't always have to be about the space wizards with the glowy swords. Like, they're cool and all, but there's a lot of other cool shit you could make a movie out of, and it just gets ignored.
Target acquired.
Batman Forever was amazing. It's one of those movies that's bad, but it's good at the same time. I do admit I have a soft spot for watching it. It's ridiculous, but the thing is, it's so... You can tell everybody knew it was going to be that kind of movie, but everybody had a great time making it, and you look at the cast on it. Like, it is an all-star cast from end to end. And then you watch the movie, like, that movie wouldn't get made. Nobody would make that movie now.
Getting banged up.
Which is a real shame, because it was...
Confirmed.
It wound up being really good by virtue of being really bad.
I got you.
This is getting really risky now. Oh, alright, we got it. So I don't have to tank another PPC. Now, I can finally walk in and take the base,
On my way.
and one turn, mission should be completed.
Into position.
Out of curiosity, are there other dropship designs other than the Leopard? Yes. Well, people have already answered this one for you. There absolutely are. There are quite a few. The clans have their own. The Leopard is one of the most versatile, and it's simply the most common. By virtue of being the cheapest to run. Some of the larger dropship designs are... They're not just dropships, they're damn near spaceships into themselves. And they're expensive. According to the courier's manifest, the warehouse should be full of valuable mining equipment. You will send your finest mechanics to catalogue that equipment for me, and you will personally supervise them until the job is done. Yeah, sure, right, get right on that. You will do this. You'll approach your task with skill and efficiency that I'd expect from a CCAF veteran, complete with manifest, and I'll leave everything untouched. Alright, now things get interesting. Things get really interesting from this point on. Yeah, not in this game at least. Yeah, they only show the Leopard in this. Oh, no, they show Overlords. Well, at least one Overlord as a mission objective in one mission. Although it's a little undersized, it should be larger than what it actually is, which says something considering how big it is on the map. I love that Batman movie because it's bad. Yep. Batman Forever, I think, did the full loop where it's so stupid it's actually good now. Yeah, that's where it did. Like, and as I said, you can see how much fun the cast had making it, and you look at who the cast is. It's nuts. Yeah, Jim Carrey as the Riddler. Friggin' what's his name as Two-Face? Yeah, Now I can't. Now I'm actually brain blocking, and I can't remember all of the cast. Shit, I'm gonna pull that up. Yeah, Val Kilmer, Jim Carrey, Tommy Lee Jones, Nicole Kidman, Chris O'Donnell, Drew Barrymore, Michael Gough, Debbie Mayer. Like, Jesus. Who else was in here? Like, other big names. Oh, actually, it was the next one after this that had Alicia Silverstone in it as well. Yeah, just a massive cast. And yeah, they had fun. They had a lot of fun. Alright, so double 10% payout boosts on that one. 521 payout take home. After drop expenditures, which were only 90. Six pack got roughed up here pretty badly. Wolverine is actually mostly okay. The lead spitter, that arm's running soft, but the lead spitter's actually okay. None of the internal structure was broken in the front, just peeled off the armor. And the rear armor is okay. So the torso's looking a bit dodgy and the arm's a bit dodgy, but for a light mech, lead spitter is actually doing okay. Six pack's the problem. Six pack lost a medium laser and a small laser. So hopefully there's a repair option this turn, because that would be really useful. Alright, so I'm taking the Grasshopper. 70 tons, we only got one part of it, but I'm taking the Grasshopper. What else we got? I'm taking the Thunderbolt as well. We only got one part of that, but we'll need to grab the heavy mech parts. Everything else is going to be up in the air, so we'll see what we get. We got one part Shadowhawk, which brings us up to 3, 2 framers, large laser, PPC, AC2 ammo. I don't think we're going to get a repair either. Remember when Blizzard released good games? Yeah, like there was a period there where Blizzard could do no wrong. And Blizzard's entire modern reputation, which it is gone out of its way to thoroughly destroy, was built between the mid-90s and the 2000s, where they essentially couldn't release a bad game. They didn't release a single thing that was bad, and also wound up launching the single largest game to have ever existed, which is World of Warcraft. Well, it was within its time frame, obviously. I think GTA 5 has taken it over in terms of money, but in terms of player base, yeah, World of Warcraft was the largest game in the world, and I think it still holds all the records at the top end. Three of 3 dropships evacuated. Well done, Thomas. Nicely. Deep Rock Galactic, BattleTech are the only games I've played recently that I've really loved. Deep Rock Galactic I keep getting told to play, but I haven't yet, but I'm going to have to look into it. Too many people have told me to play the Space Dwarves, and I haven't done it yet. But yeah, I'm not saying there isn't good games made now, but they're a lot fewer and further between. The number of games that are released versus the number ones that are even interesting to look at is pretty thin on. And there's a lot of repetition. Everything's a sequel. Everything's a remake at the moment. I'd love a good Star Wars movie about a Hutt crime organization. Yeah, there's another thing that could be approached. Aren't they trying to do a Rogue Squadron movie? Pretty sure the director who wants to do it and her dad was a pilot from Nam. Yeah, look, they've mentioned it a couple of times and they keep pulling it. It's one of those things that's been announced like 3 or 4 times and then Disney's pulled it 3 or 4 times. So it's at least one thing they have thought about, but that should have been an obvious thing. There was a book series on Rogue Squadron that was incredibly popular, written in the expanded universe. There's multiple games written from the perspective of a fighter pilot, and you know there's an audience for that. It's an obvious go-to within the Star Wars universe, having a starfighter movie, considering how much of the movie's main action sequences are starfighters in space over the previous 6 movies. It should be an obvious one to be one of the first things you would go to. But it's not. They haven't done it yet. They've gone off and tried to do shitloads of other stuff that's failed first. At the jump points, you can see other jump ships flying about. Yep, and you'll see other drop ships flying around them every now and again as well. I kind of got burned out on the Souls-type games. Open world aren't enough to get me back in. I'm kind of had enough of most of the open world stuff, although I still like it. But I'm getting picky on it now. The Souls-type games, funnily enough, I haven't played many of them. I own Dark Souls 3. I think I might own Dark Souls 2, but I haven't played many of them. So I've still got a little bit of a thing that I can get into there. But, like, how often are they released? Like, since between Dark Souls 1 and Elden Ring, there's 4 games. What was the release gap between them all? It also seems we're too small to make a difference, and the higher-ups would probably write us off as haters. Yeah, well, that's the thing. But they're not... Although I think it's starting to turn now, but at least for the last few years, movies have been being written and greenlit by what people at the top wanted to make, saying what they wanted it to say, rather than creating movies for what the actual consumer wants to consume. I think enough companies have started either going broke or have gone broke at this point that does seem to be starting to turn. There seems to be a bit of a shift. The question is whether or not that shift is actually going to coincide with some people realizing, hey, we need competent writers. These people that are just coming out of have just completed their final degree, and they're just crap level authors that have been pushed through a university as quickly as possible. They're not writing good enough scripts. We actually need some competent script writers. Just a moment, guys. I'm about... Oh, I am so sorry about that. I had to mute the mic then. Patty Jenkins, she's the one who's directing Rogue Squadron movie. It was her dad that was fast jet pilot in Nam. Yeah, if it gets finally greenlit and put into production. Alright, anyways, we're going to quickly go through this. And then I'll catch the last of the text. We're getting a message for Yang on the Surface Commander. He's marked it as urgent. Put him on screen. Boss, you know how Tanayu said that he wanted us to write up an inventory of the mining equipment in the warehouse and leave everything else untouched? Well, we found something else in here. The door to a big-ass underground vault. Ballpark estimate, this thing stretches about 12 city blocks with multiple above-ground entry points. I see, and you want to know whether you can open it. One step ahead of you, already did. We're under Tanyu's express instructions not to do that, Yang. Yeah, I know, but I know how you feel about authority figures in general, and the guy was a total dick. Really, there's no way I wasn't going to open that vault. We'll talk about this later, Yang, pointedly, but for now, you may as well tell us what you found. A hell of a lot more than mining equipment, boss. XO, I'm looking at a Star League-era battle mech, Griffin class. It's partially stripped, but I can be 100% guarantee that I could work wonders with it. You're talking about stealing from our client, Yang. Well, they're cappies. Really? Because I don't see it that way. We've got a recording of Sunburn Commander Boris saying that he wanted a vault full of machine tools. That was the job he hired us for, and he's welcome to them. I'll wrap them up in a bow if he wants. The way I see it, it isn't theft to take something he never asked for, and it'd be beyond stupid for us to leave an asset this valuable on the table. Hold the base and the mech for Tanayu. Pardon me. Oh, I should have muted that. Take the mech for yourself, risking his ire. Yep, we're taking the mech. Of course we're taking the mech. Damn right it is, boss. I'll get it packed up and ready for transfer to the Leopard, and then prep everything else on site to hand over to Sub-Commander Boris. Because as I said... Oh, nice! Excellent. We get a repair. Thank Christ. Oh, right. Alright, so we lost an SRM-6. I was hoping for this. We really needed this. Alright, 4 days to have the Archer up and running. Fully repaired.
Right. I'll get it in the schedule.
Gianni, I believe that's a budget well spent. Oh, for the Batman Forever movie, yeah. And it was all at their peak too. Like I said, the kind of movie that just would not get made today. And it's so good in its badness. Alright, that's the 6-pack ready in 3 days.
On it. I'll let you know when that's done.
Oh, this is going to take a little bit longer. We might not be able to run this one, but we'll find out. That's a lot of damage. Medium laser. Yeah, we'll fit the small laser. Yeah, I think this is going to be turned into a traditional disco back. Six medium lasers, 1 medium laser in each arm, and it's ballistics targeting system, so that doesn't help us. That could be interesting, though. We need 3 parts for that. Put the double plus gyro mod in. Means we are more vulnerable in regards to heat sinks. We actually probably want to throw some heat sinks into some other spots to spread them out. Armor is basically maxed out. If I throw that in, it's going to be a half, and there isn't another half ton of armor that I can put on, is there? No. Nah, damn it. Better to go with another heatsink.
I need a diagnostic on a primary docking column. I'm on it.
We'll fit the comms system as well. Let's just deck it out. Disco back can be pimped in this configuration. Alright, so that's going to take 11 days.
Logged and noted. Shouldn't be too hard.
Night vision goggles. Thank you very much for the $5, man. Tea money for you, Mags. Yeah, I might have a cup of tea before I go to bed after this as well. Thank you for that. Alright, the Wolverine only needs a standard repair, and so does the lead spitter. Alright, so that gets most of our lineup put back together, and I think I can give everyone a bit of a break before the next part of the Flashpoint starts up. Alright, so Archer's repaired.
I've got the financial report.
Yeah, we pay the financial report, that's fine. I kind of want to make sure the disco back's repaired on this one. Alright, cool, that works. We don't need drill bit. Right. Flashpoint active. And we continue. Nice that we got the repair. That's really, really, really useful. Now, I'm going to go 418. I'm going to go 418 on this one. I want everything on this field. I want to strip this field empty of everything the Cappies bring. And let's rip everybody out. Phantom, Claymore can be out. Archangel, Cerberus in slot. Claymore in there. And yet we want Archangel in there. Okay, cool. Archer in play. Cerberus in the 6-pack. Archangel in the Disco back. And Phantom in the Lead Spitter. Deploy. Val Kilmer is in the top 5 actors of our time. Indeed, that's what I want us to think. We simply don't buy. We ain't going to create. Yeah, Tommy Lee, Drew Barrymore. Completed no deaths, but lost a UAC double plus and an LBX double plus. Yeah, well, look, you can replace equipment. If your mechs are good and your pilots are good. Once your pilots are high skill, your pilots are worth more than your gear anyway, even the mechs themselves. At lower levels, the meat is cheap. So, you do have to balance that a little bit. Although I'm looking forward to Trepang 2, but there's just a spiritual successor to Fear 1. There's good games and there's games you can sink your teeth into. There's plenty of the first but little of the second. Yeah. I've come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, but all I've bubblegum got to say, Mags, you with a deeper than usual voice sounds cooler. Yeah, don't get too used to it. Although, the voice itself isn't the major issue. I haven't got a sore throat or anything. Like, everything's fine. It's just this damn cough. That's the bad part. It's like giving a toddler a toy. If it ain't right, they'll lose it one way until they're given the exact toy that they so desire. Yeah, this is true. I don't think they'll do 3 mission consecutive deployments unless it's like 5 skull or something. They can't expect people... No, they do start showing up at 3 skulls. I just wasn't sure if this was 1 or not. And this is a 3 skull. 3s, 4s, and 5s. Because once you hit 4s, you actually start getting 4 missions with 3 consecutive. And 5s, you can get a full 4 to 5 mission sequence that's consecutive. Disney has multiple life-size fighters. Most of the Star Wars attractions are fighter-based. Yeah, there's everything screams making a Starfighter movie, and they haven't. This is actually another one going on to that. I forgot to mention it before. It's why I found Star Wars Squadrons so disappointing. Star Wars Squadrons as a concept is fantastic. Especially the VR component of it. And I've played it in VR. It's great in VR in terms of the feeling of what you get. But the story and the way they designed the game, essentially, they made it to fail. And it kind of did. Nobody was playing it within a couple of months of it being released. Meanwhile, there's a total recreation mod where a bloke by the name of Angel has recreated and rebuilt the entirety of 1995's TIE Fighter inside of the X-Wing Alliance engine and then upgraded it with VR capability as well as graphical improvements. And there's more people playing that than there is playing Star Wars Squadrons. And the big part of it was the game design was terrible, and the single-player story, which is fantastic in the Starfighter games like X-Wing and TIE Fighter from the 90s, is absolutely garbage in Star Wars Squadrons. It's peak Disney Star Wars, and it's got no replayable value, and it's barely got playable value to begin with. Cheers, perhaps some ginger tea might help your throat. I don't think I've got ginger tea, but I think I've got some black. I might have something floating around too, some herbal or something. Thinking of giving Cult of the Lamb a try. I've actually been thinking about it too. Devolver Digital's got a pretty good run with me at the moment, and that looks like it could be some really silly fun. Seems to have some kind of streaming support too. Yeah, it's got Twitch support, so when new followers come in, apparently you can put up a vote within Twitch chat, and the person who wins actually is able to create a character that will then appear as a member of your cult, which I thought was kind of cute. Never heard of that. Please tell me it's a campy horror film with a lot of glorious fun. Yeah, campy, yes. Have a search of it. It actually kind of looks. It kind of looks fun. Alright, God, I hate base defense missions. Yep. They're not great, but I have a fair idea what's going to be attacking us on this one, and I kind of want all the parts. I'll tear that thrice damned shack around you to reclaim what you have stolen from me, mercenary scum. I didn't steal anything from you. You never listed it, Cappy. And let's be honest, you're going to kill me anyway. We didn't steal anything, Sub-Commander Boris. The mech we took isn't even listed on your salvage manifest. That puts it squarely in the finders keepers territory, and we're keeping it. By all means, kill yourselves over that pile of scrap. I've got people in the area, but stay out of it right now. All I want to do is watch you rip one another's throats out. Right. Now, as I recall, it's 2 Lancers.
Advancing, I guess.
Get it over that way. Lead Spitter can do a straight jump.
Roger that, Commander.
I've used my free SLDF Highlander to DFA 3 heavy mech so far. Yeah, it's good for that. If you're going to do a lot of DFA, make sure you do the leg upgrade so you don't break your mech every time you do it. God, I need to play the updated TIE Fighter mod. Yep, I've been watching it for ages. Apparently there's an update that's about to be released. I've got everything basically set up ready to take it. I've been watching it since before it was released. And I'm just basically waiting for the next upgrade to come out. And once it's released, I'm upgrading it and then potentially streaming it. I think that'll be one that I might be able to stream even through the NBN connection. So might be one of the on my list of things that I might be able to pull off. So curious what you are. What are you out there on your lonesome? Shadowhawk. Okay, so
What now?
not a major deal.
Hey.
I'll just brace you for a turn.
Roger that.
I'm here.
You I need out around here so you're ready to run the corner.
Move fast. They got a lock on me.
Right. Right.
Full throttle.
Move it up to there and hold, and then we'll just wait. Crusader. Warhammer. Alright, that just got interesting really quickly.
Warning. Armor low.
Yup.
That got interesting really quickly. Those two have they've all moved, so I can actually jump in. Yeah, I can take that risk. Damn it, I missed what you were.
Firing.
Alright. Medium shot, strip the evasion pip off the Warhammer. Warhammer has to go first.
I'm receiving you.
Now, how am I gonna... I don't really want to shirt front all you guys. That's the problem. Yeah, that's a bad shot. I'll take the shot anyway. Some of them, one of them hit through.
I'm here.
Sprint over for the 4 and cross to the other side. This is a really bad position, but I need to get on their flanks. Yeah, Squadrons didn't know what it wanted to be. Yeah, it was a bit confused, and it was sort of mired down by just having a shit. There's no other way to put it. Just a shit plot. And it's one of the worst parts. It's based around one of the worst things that Disney ever created too, which is doesn't help it. The plot line about the rebel super ship with the tractor beam that literally tosses Star Destroyers into Jakku. That's been... Even Disney realized that they ruined that so badly, they retconned it multiple times. I think at the moment they built multiples of them, but the original story for that, which is the story that Squadrons was originally written on, was the Rebels built one of these ships that's primary weapon is a tractor beam, and then it picked up captured Star Destroyers in orbit around Jakku, and literally, and this is why the Empire is not supposed to have a fleet, literally threw every single Star Destroyer the Empire ever built into the surface of the planet with the tractor beam. That was Disney's answer to why the Empire doesn't have Star Destroyers and doesn't have fleets anymore. That was how they solved the problem. The Rebels built a super ship that yeeted them into a planet. One. Like, and that's what the story is built around. Like, that's what they've got to deal with in terms of writing. Right. I don't know what you are. I'm not sure about this idea. I can push straight in. That's 65-ton Crusader. No, we can't. Can't push in just yet. Can't push in just yet. Pull the archer out of line of sight. I don't want to take any more damage. Everyone's in position. I want them to move forward another turn. We can bounce around with the lead spitter.
I've got eyes on hostile reinforcements.
Oh,
They're
shit.
heading your way.
Alright, yes, we have to push in. Well, that's not fucking nice.
What now?
Very uncool. And on the side that I have to flank these guys from as well.
Accuracy through volume of fire. I live to serve.
There was an audio cue then. Yeah, the volumes have been turned down on all the audio for some reason. Right, fine.
Acknowledged.
Let's do this.
Locking on.
I'm here.
Cerberus. You're 2 on. Side. I think you should be fine for flanking if we can get you around.
Okay. Bet that hurt.
Griffin.
Sensor locked.
Alright, so it's only a Griffin. That's less than a concern. Squadrons felt too long in the tooth. The big issue with Disney games is how they try and add little references everywhere. There's little Easter eggs that have been referencing in every corner. Yeah, it was a poorly made game that didn't know what it wanted to be, didn't have a decent story. I mean, the guy who made it was like, I want to make an homage to the old X-Wing and TIE Fighter from back in the 90s, because they were his favourite games. He couldn't have missed the mark anymore if he tried. He missed the entire reason why people are still playing those games today.
Enemy mech.
I think he felt that.
Detected.
Alright, these are not Thunderbolts. Oh.
Confirmed.
We're still kind of in the spot for this at the moment, but I don't want to not... I need to jump at least a decent distance in order to make sure I got the evasion up. I suppose 4 will do.
Engaging jump jet.
And he's going to have very little armor left at the front now. Gyro destroyed.
Ah, you like?
Pilot bailed out. Hey, we might have actually recovered a decent amount of that then.
Hey.
Right, 6-pack. Get you down there, pick up a couple of those extra evasion pips, or at least one. Get into the rear arc of the Crusader. The Crusader's pretty soft in the back in general, not a lot of armor. Really interesting mech design as well. It's 2 of its missile launcher slots are actually in the legs.
Orders?
It has SRM6s that it fires off the hip. Alright, so let's pull you. Yeah, probably just the top 2 seems to be the go. I'm saving heat vent because I'm going to need it. Alright, these 2 are obviously targeting the base for the moment. So I need to hit the Crusader. Actually, with how many are there, I'm going to actually bring... the Archer back around, and the Archer can get the to tank up the front of the Shadowhawk and the Griffin, and then I can bring the rest of these around the back to clear while these are still climbing up the hill. We will just pull the mediums. We'll just cycle the SRMs in.
Engaging target.
For evasion on the sprint at the very least. That was smart. Get within melee range of the mech that's actually bonus to do bonus hit damage. Oh, well, looks like some of them are already in range of the base. This is getting tense now. The Starhawk. Yeah, the Starhawk. Yeah, the... of all the dumb things, and Disney's written a lot of dumb things for Star Wars, but that was...
Ready to rock.
That was the worst writing that I'd seen, not just in Star Wars, but in science fiction in general. It was... it takes a special kind of dedication to come up with something that fucking dumb.
Lifting off. Locking off with all weapon systems. Reporting. Critical hit. They got a sensor lock on me. I'm here.
Sorry about all the coughing and spluttering there, guys. Alright. 6-pack in, and we're going to overheat, so we're going to pull the smalls. Pull one of the mediums. Come on, kill it. Not enough.
Critical hit, Commander.
I await your command.
Alright, Disco back to the rear. Can we get off the shot? No, we're going to have to pull the cooling early. Well, in that case...
Got it, Commander.
Kill it. Alright, Crusaders at a play.
Kill.
Now we need to get down here and deal with these two as quickly as we possibly can. And then come back around on the other 4. HQ, since I wasted the entire premise of a Warlord period like Legends. Yeah, well, they wasted... Yeah. That's the other part, too, obviously. Like, the reason why they decanonized the expanded universe was because they would have had to pay royalty rights to the authors to turn them into movies. In hindsight, they should have just paid the royalty rights and just made the books into movies. The scripts were already there. They could have been making movies forever and just killing it, but, yeah. No point in going on about it. The books still exist and they're absolutely worth reading. I just, I don't go out of my way to track down anything that's post-Disney anymore. The evasion on this Shadowhawk is ridiculously high.
All weapons disconnected.
Jaeger Mech. So another Crusader coming in, a Jaeger Mech. It's alright, they won't be able to hit it soon enough. They are going to be able to hit buildings though, so we need to be fast.
Yup.
Alright, so Phantom. I'm going to jump rear arc. Griffin.
Acknowledged.
Precision strike, again, straight into the back. Pull the medium laser out, and this should kill the Griffin. There it goes. Cool. Griffin's out of play. Now we're just going to take out the Shadowhawk.
Ready for orders.
Right. So we're going to do a sprint with the Disco back down. Finally home from work. What did I miss? Not a lot so far. Just trying to balance these mechs a bit. We're going to do a bit of a round of cooling off here. Take down this Shadowhawk to take out the first lance, and then we've got to hit the second lance.
What?
We're doing
No.
pretty well so far.
Throttling up for what it's worth.
Joanny, I'll say goodnight to you all. It's been a wonderful stream. Ever take care, Mags and chat. Catch you later, Joanny. Sorry I didn't get onto that sooner. But you have a good night. Alright.
Engaging physical attack.
Right, I kicked it in the face and broke the upper leg actuator.
Damage detected.
Okay, fair enough.
Friendly structure down, Commander.
Alright. That's alright, we lose that bonus. That's fine. I'm not too concerned with that bonus.
What are your orders, Skipper? 10-4.
Can I hit the leg from here? I can.
I'm on him.
Come on, break it. There we go.
Inflicted some nasty on that some bitch.
Oh, with him down, the next two moving up should be able to just rip it apart while it's on the ground. And then we just have to sprint back.
Hey. Okay, let's go.
And remove. Hide user on this channel, and there we go. Goodbye, bot. All weapons in, go for the other leg.
That looked like a critical hit.
Commander? Onward. Locking target.
Honestly, Mag, split your lance in half? No, Zero, that would be a really dumb idea, to be perfectly honest, because what's down that hill at the moment, I know for a fact we've got at least 2 mechs that are in the 65-ton class, that while they're not particularly heavily armoured, do have a lot of firepower. If I split the lance, then I'm going to have 4 mechs, 2 of which are at least 65-ton. There could also be a 75-tonner in there as well, that will be able to focus just 2 of my mechs. I would, while also halving the amount of DPS that was available down here, I would lose a mech before I managed to kill the targets down south and got over. We can lose a couple of buildings, it's fine. We've got 4 buildings remaining, only 2 of them need to survive. Yeah, I got rid of the bot. Yeah, that would be a big mistake. That's just asking to have the shit. You should kill him now. There it goes.
I need a new target.
Asking to get the mech up here annihilated, and if I'm not fast enough, potentially getting excessive damage on the mechs that are down here that I need coming as backup as well.
Moving to
This will work. Now I can start pinging them. You'll get the Jaeger mech, Vindicator, Crusader. What is our 4th? We're missing a 4th mech. That's alright. We'll just fire off the SRM4 on its own for this round. And nothing actually went through. But that's alright. Hopefully it got its attention regardless. And too late, I'm going to the best adult dating site. Well, have fun. Use protection.
Warning. Armor
Hope your
low.
antivirus is up to date.
I'm ready. throttle.
Right. Now, I don't actually want to hit the Vindicator, although we've definitely got the Vindicator's attention. It's coming this way now. Now I want to hit that Crusader. So let's get the Archer through. The rest of these guys can hit the Vindicator so it doesn't flank. We're going to hit the Archer now. The Crusader now.
All weapons committed.
Oh, we got a head hit. Nice. Oh yeah, we got his attention. Now just got to peg the javelin in the back line, and then I'll have them all on me. And I'm actually just going to sensor lock. Sensor lock the Crusader so we can just take away that last evasion pip and make sure we get good hits on it. Actually, I should have saved the sensor lock.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage. Warning. Armor low.
Clever move.
I'm here.
Also, really, 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 really dumb move there, Vindicator.
There.
Smart to go for the flank. But, you just gave a lot of urea.
Maybe things are looking up. I'm your spaniel.
And
On my way.
Disco back next. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother with the precision. We're just going to destroy it. And there goes most of its guns.
Oh, I like that shot.
Jaeger Mech's attention has been drawn. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure where the hell it's going off to, but anyways. We'll put the Archer on the rear of the Crusader. And again, we'll just Alpha Strike.
All weapons committed. Enemy mech. Critical damage detected. Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
Not bad, Commander, not bad at all. I'll tell you what, you can go ahead and keep that rusted heap of junk. I won't try and stop you, just let me have my vault back. Makes me wonder what else he's got hidden in there anyway. Doesn't matter, Mayor, we need to take our haul and go. Sparrow, you've got yourself a deal. If anyone asks what happened here, tell them Sub-Commander Boris attacked his own mercenaries over a contract dispute. Done and done. I'll find credible witnesses to corroborate the story. Pleasure doing business with you.
Mission successful.
Okay, we didn't even have to finish the last ones off. Well, that kind of sucks. We're just about to pull the wings off that Crusader, and the Vindicator there was all but dead. One more turn left and it was finished. Right. And I forgot I already had a second scout. Bots are back. Yeah, look at bot. Yeah, bots are dealt with. Yeah, I saw that one before. Yeah, having 2 scouts, absolutely worth training in BEX. It's worth training extras on everything if you can. Because you will lose pilots in this. Remember, BEX, pilots die permanently, which is a thing in vanilla, but you can also lose mechs as well. Like, some pretty catastrophic shit can happen every now and again. So having spares is worth it. And pilots do take a long time to train. Anyways, cost us 22,000 to do that mission. The Archer took a bit of a rubbing, but otherwise all the mechs are pretty much fine. Right. That's actually really disappointing on the spare parts we got here. We got a Shadowhawk. We should have taken some of the money. Yeah, all that salvage. We left 3 heatsinks behind and we took everything else. But still, we got a Shadowhawk out of that we can sell. So that covers some of the money. And I've got some heatsinks I can sell too as well, I think. Or is it, no, small jump jets. I think I'm sitting on 240 something small jump jets. I'd love to see a Star Wars movie that is based around the Warlord time frame and being about the Imperial Navy versus the Rebels. No Jedi or Sith. The Navy is trying to outsmart each other. Yeah, I think like there's a lot of good ideas that could work. And that's definitely one that could. And I think rather than making the Jedi front and center, it would potentially work a lot better to do... This is part of the reason why I like Rogue One, even though Rogue One messes with Kyle Katarn, who is one of my favorite expanded universe characters. The way they treated Darth Vader in Rogue One, that scene looked like it was cut out of a horror movie, and it's exactly... It's the first time on film that we've ever seen what the base level grunt in the Star Wars universe sees when he sees one of these Force users walking around. I think that is a really good way to actually portray them. Stop looking at what the Force users are doing and show what they look like to the everyman who doesn't have the ability to throw fucking cars with his mind. Commander McEvedy, we need to talk. I brought you to this system to assist Sub-Commander. The job, instead of find out he's dead at your feet, his unit destroyed. It was self-defense, ma'am. He turned his guns on us. That's right, we lawfully laid claim to a derelict mech salvage that we uncovered after completing our contract objectives. Sub-Commander then attacked us and attempted to hijack that salvage. You don't mention the mech. I documented the entire encounter and will provide you with evidence to back up my claims. And I will scrutinise that evidence. If I find you attempting to mislead me, our next meeting will be far less cordial. I don't care, Lau. If she was any angrier, it'd be smoke pouring out of her ears. She's a Capellan. She's always angry. Nobody gives a shit. And I'm sure Sub-Commander Boris, look at me, I'm a complete knob, got his ass kicked, and we're walking away with the Star League era battle mech. All in all, I think we came out with this thing on top. Yes, we scored a beautiful mech, and then you jumped the gun on opening the vault, Yang. Frankly, we're lucky you didn't order our own people to start shooting us. Yeah, I know. I guess that Sub-Commander Boris pissed me off beyond the point of reason. In the future, I'll probably be best if my direct involvement with difficult clients was kept to a minimum. I think that'd be wise. No, I think it's fine. We're always going to flog the mech. In the end, we're going to face the same difficulty towards the end anyway. So, we now have a Star League era mech. And, well... we will sell the Shadowhawk because we don't need it. That gets some of our money back up. Alright, so we got the Griffin 2N. Double plus AC-20. Double plus SRM-2. So, yeah. Double plus Flamer. Oh, we got one part of a Dragon, which we have one part in stock. And it's a 1C variant as well. The 1C uses an AC2 instead of the more standard AC5. It allows you to have extreme reach across the battlefield, but at a reduced rate. Yeah, we won't be building the 1C variant. No, I don't think so. I'll stick to the AC5. AC2s are near useless. And one part Phoenix Hawk. So we're up to 2. So, yeah. All in all, this hasn't been terrible. And that is the Flashpoint completed. So, go down to the mech bays and take a look at exactly what we got here. And there it is. There is the Star League era Griffin. So, it is already fitted out. We can check out the fit on it. So, endo steel, ferrofibrous armor, SRM6's standard, X2 ECM equipment. The electronic warfare component recreates the capabilities of Star League era Guardian ECM. Friendly units within its ECM field gain missile defense and receive +4 bonus against missiles plus immunity to indirect fire. Friendly units within the ECM field are effectively cloaked and cannot be targeted. This component cannot be mounted along with the active probe component. So it's got capabilities similar to the Raven. It also has some really dumb shit. So for a start, we're going to pull that out. We are not keeping a double heatsink in the arms. We are not stupid. We are also going to actually put some more armor on everything, particularly the front. Although we haven't got quite enough there. SLDF ERPPC in the arm. Yeah, no, that's too valuable. We're taking that one off. You can have a standard PPC in the arm. We'll fit a small laser as well. Yeah, I'll pull that armor back a touch. One out of that side. Right, two out of that side. There we go. 54.99 to 55. Oh, that's... That's just not balancing out, is it? There we go. That works better. Cool. So that got the balance out right. Small laser on there. PPC. We've got SRM, two SRM6s with SRM ammo. I'd like to get the SRM ammo out of the torso. That's not great. But the legs are full of endo steel. How can I do this? Yeah, I can't really move anything here. Oh, well, that's just what I'm going to have to deal with. I don't like the fact that the ammo's here, but the ammo's there. But I'll keep that PPC and we'll put that one in stock. So now we've got two of those. So when I eventually get an energy-equipped Marauder or something along those lines, it's going to get a couple of really nice guns. And while we're at it, we'll do a repair on the Archer. And just do a quick contract scan. Yeah, nothing here that I'm looking to do. Battle in Martian territory. Yeah, nothing too interesting there. Alright, so I'm probably going to bring the stream to a close here, guys. This one's been going for a little bit at the moment. It's time to wrap it up, and I'm a bit done, I think, at the moment. So just running through the last of the stream chat here. Join the stream as Mags is saying use protection. Don't make me laugh. Oh. Yeah, my back's about done. I've been sitting too long. My SLDF Highlander got squished by my own dropship yesterday. Yeah, that does happen, and that is really bloody annoying. I've spoken about that in previous streams. It is one of the things that I don't like with this. There are missions where occasionally it'll just insta-drop a dropship in, and you don't have a chance to move any units. And if you happen to be on the template where it drops in, which there's no indicator on where that'll be before it comes in, your mech just gets instantly destroyed. Jared Johnson, yeah, the ending in Rogue One was amazing. Really was the first time we got to see the movies and just how deadly Vader is in the lore. Yeah, I've had this discussion with a few people before, and there's the rebel side of it as well. I've always thought, do you remember Return of the Jedi? The final, well, it's not the final scene, but the scene when, you know, they're talking about who's going to run the commando team to Endor, and they're talking about, you know, getting volunteers. You know, I've got an assault team ready, but I don't have a command crew for the shuttle. Han saying, and you know, Chewie obviously volunteers. Then Leia volunteers, and then I'm with you too. Luke Skywalker walks into the room, and he comes down, and just the scene has him walk down the stairs, immediately go to talk to Han Solo and talk to Leia, and then cut off and go to the next part. What does that look like to everybody else that's in that room. I mean, if you consider at this point, Luke Skywalker has just walked into the room. He's dressed all in black. He's got his lightsaber hanging off his belt. It's clearly visible. Most people know what a Jedi is. At this point, Luke Skywalker is the guy who destroyed the first Death Star, who dueled Darth Vader and survived at Cloud City, who managed to invade the Hutt cartel and Jabba the Hutt's palace, kill Jabba the Hutt, take out his entire crime syndicate, and rescue Han Solo. And in the gaps in between this, he just sort of disappears off till nowhere and then comes back. What does that person look like to, standard issue red shirt that's just a part of the fleet? There's a story that you can tell in the universe there where you don't have to focus on the Jedi, but just having a Jedi present every now and again, doing what a Jedi does, but viewing that from the perspective of somebody who is not like a key story character. Up until the moment, this is why the moment with Darth Vader works so well in Rogue One. At the point you see that scene in Rogue One where Vader just starts going full-on slasher horror movie down the corridor, every single time you have encountered a Jedi in Star Wars in all of the feature films, it has been from the perspective of either another Jedi or a high-ranking key character within the story that commonly associates with Jedi. You don't actually see the Jedi from the perspective of somebody who is not a main character, ever. It's always from the perspective of those people central to the story. There's a whole way of telling a story there that's been completely ignored, or has only just been picked up on one movie and has essentially been forgotten ever since. No one cares. Well, you don't need the Raven now. Maybe make it Abyssal Boat. No, that Raven will become useful later on. Remember, the Griffin is cool, but the Griffin is not a scout mech. It does not have the same mobility that the Raven does, although the jump jets do definitely help on it. Yeah, that Raven will still be useful later on. I'm still looking to essentially try and fit out multiple catapults or archers with long-range capability and get Narc on that Raven. That's the goal. We finally raised our rep with the pirates. I'm sure that'll slightly help roll the prices at the black market. Yeah, not by enough. Not by enough. Oh, fuck off, bot. And I think I managed to get them all. Sure, we finally raised our rep with the pirates. Put the ammo in the head. You got it from the cappy, so run it. No, I'm not suicidal. I like my pilots. The right torso is cased too, so the SR ammo won't blow out the mech. Ah, okay, I didn't realize that. In that case, I'm less concerned. If the right torso has case, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, let us do something already. Everybody else on the ship. Okay, that good joke, but just like, could you imagine seeing a legend like that walk in? That's where I think the story is. You're finding yourself assigned to his squadron. Excluding your Battle of Endor thing, but in another situation, Luke Skywalker's going to be flying out, and you're assigned to Luke Skywalker's squadron. Holy shit. You're wingman of The Last Jedi. Damn it, that last one. Okay, that should be all gone now, I think. Cool. God, I hate those bots. I'm going to have to find a way of blocking the rest of them. Anyways, guys, I am starting to die here a little bit. I've been sitting way too long, so I'm going to need to stretch out some muscles and, call it a night. But anyways, hope you all enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. Hope my crackling voice and slowly choking and dying on this end hasn't been too off-putting. But this has been good. We completed the Flashpoint. Now, the only thing to check next, we're probably going to run some other missions first, because unfortunately we haven't really upped our tonnage much. But I believe, yeah, there it is. That's hunting season, the next part in the Flashpoint campaign that has us chasing down the bull shark. So we do need to find a little bit more tonnage first. But we are getting awfully close to being able to go down and knock that one over. So things are ticking along well. So that may be the next stream, maybe the one after that. But one way or another, hopefully you will not have to wait another week until the next piece of content comes up on the channel or the next stream starts. So thank you very much, guys. And bring this one to a close now. Catch you all next time.
This is an all-ship announcement.